nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast forward. I am that nigga, young dog. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era faded, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in a scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, and living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted defeat. Back in the day, the rock had them wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. The new drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Out close and they don't dance no more. Rock used to be jumping, top shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am that nigga, young dog. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain. Now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga, young dog. We need to throw hands. He like to throw hands.
Because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff.
Ooh. Throwing hands. We need to throw hands. He like to throw hands.
Because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Niggas, I be trying, you bloodlust niggas. I'm trying to tell you that. I'm trying to tell you. It's over. It's fucking over. Have I made my case, ladies and gentlemen, again? I made my motherfucking case. He just a fighting ass nigga. He just like what? I'm
She said fights, not fight.
No, what? Wait.
Because it's like I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff like.
Oh, fight.
I only know him fighting. I only know him fighting.
Oh man. What was it? A 4.0 GPA?
Murderous blacks.
You got a GPA. You ain't got time to be fighting, bro.
Murderous blacks. Carmelo. I think we peeled layers and onion back. I only know him fighting. Little Nicca.
You know, that was the Snow Bunny that said that. White team.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's so over. Man, it is so over, niggas. They man, like, bro, it's like this with every case, bro, that they really show their hand. You understand? They can't just sit back and be prudent and not show their lust, their bloodlust.
I avoid situations, to be honest with you.
And now, and more shit gonna come out. This one girl just, like, I thought it was comical seeing these niggas like, who's he fighting? Who's he fighting? Other niggas? They brought this shit to Frisco.
Ooh, this is
let me make sure I get this. What second is that? Oh, I need this in my life. 751.
Because it's like I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know
751. 751. Start at 750. I'm gonna get it Twitter, so I won't lose. Twitter only is. Get him, y'all. Did we get him, y'all?
I'm in shock because it's like I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff, like, you know, but to take someone's life is just like
shit. Nigga just fight. What? He just fight. This is new for me. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm like, be brave, honestly. Like I told you when I first started this channel, man, I wasn't gonna fucking dance on no Cash App, Snapchat. No, I ain't even mentioning shit that I've been talking 2.5 hours at 3 in the morning. I ain't mentioning none of this shit. I'm on a greater mission. I got a greater mission.
John, that's why I call you one of the holy men, John. If you heard me give you credit for being one of the holy men, these motherfuckers, here's what these holy men do. They give it to like it needs to be given with both fucking barrels.
Nah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed that you're a brother. You call me back.
I got a greater fucking mission.
Motherfucking St. John.
That fucking nigga Freezy, you know, fuck that nigga. Fucking nigga gonna accuse me of snorting some cocaine. Nigga, I ain't never put nothing on my nose. But he wouldn't call out that black, African looking nigga. That J Prince, that black. I wouldn't even let that dirty, black ass, nasty fingernail nigga on my count. If I came with this motherfucker, I'm like, put his ass down. That black, nasty motherfucker. That welfare nigga. He let that welfare fucking nigga. Fuck that nigga Freeze. That nigga. Anybody go with y'all? I'm gonna say, fuck that nigga. Motherfucker say I do cocaine, nigga. I don't do no fucking cocaine. That nigga was on there talking about his ugly ass children. And I said, nigga, a cash up and said, show me them ugly motherfucking children you sired, nigga. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Listen, see this one saying they dumb as fuck. Man, these motherfuckers so dumb. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
I missed it the first time.
Can y'all hear that?
Listen.
I want that same shit, verbatim.
Verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
I want that same shit. Verbatim.
Verbatim.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Freeze on you there. Did you hear that?
Who the hell is Berberto?
Verbatim.
He's saying
Verbatim? Oh my God.
Oh shit, that shit wrong window.
I was like, who the fuck is Roberto? Wow.
See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is Izzy Bands right here. He's using the word verbatim, and his dumbass audience, they don't correct him. They can't correct him. They may be laughing at him, or they may not know the word, or they just let it go. And he verbatim. Why you call me black?
I want that same shit, verbatim, that you said. I want you to send that shit to me back in the app.
Well, you not black?
No. You calling me out my motherfucking name.
What, you not black?
Why does that have to be because I'm black?
So if I call you white, would that make you feel good?
No, it doesn't matter. You know my name. I'm a motherfucking customer.
I don't know your name.
I'm a renter. You don't know my name? Well, why would you ask?
Ask you what?
What my name is. You call me out my shit.
I ain't calling you out your name. You are black, no?
No.
You're not black?
No.
What are you?
Big ugly ass, dumb, low IQ black. They're running away from being called black. They're ugly.
No, what are you?
Big ugly.
What my name is. You call me out my shit.
I ain't calling you out your name. You are black, no?
No.
You're not black?
No.
What are you?
Big ugly ass, dumb, low IQ black. They're running away from being called black. They're running away from who they are. Because ultimately, who they are is the problem. Mm-hmm. I call this black a black. And he took exception to it.
I'm black.
What are you?
What do you know who I am?
You look black to me.
Okay, that's cool.
What are you?
That doesn't matter. But the fact is, I got respect on my motherfucking
What?
name.
You look black to me.
That's cool.
What are you?
What
That doesn't matter. But the fact is, I got respect on my motherfucking name.
These violent motherfuckers.
Nigga, we finished it, we done.
Put some respect on my name. You violent blacks. And I've been trying to tell you, like, shit, like, I don't give a damn. Like, I know these people. Shit, I know how violent they are. Hell, remember the YN? The YN, remember the YN, the old man, he said, I put the YNs on your ass. They know they blacks. They know they little black children. It's weapons. And I remember I asked Angry Man, remember this? I asked him.
Well, Jeff, do you live around?
We stop you.
Well, Jeff, you say you're comfortable around the blacks. I ain't gonna say the word you said, but do you live around the blacks?
You live around them.
Do I live around black people?
Mm-hmm.
Like you live in, yeah. I'm asking.
It depends.
It depends.
There are very few black people around.
Okay.
The other one, you leave your house one way, it's people walking small dogs.
It's small
you
dogs.
leave the other way,
You know,
it's
white
helicopters and police.
Why is that relevant? Why the hell would a black person need to live around black people to understand?
Now you niggers know. I know these violent motherfuckers. Nigga, I see Carmelos every day.
Black people if he's already black.
Well, can I answer that? What I've been explaining to you is today I hired some young black men.
And they ain't do shit. Hard ass working with tennis shoes on out in deep ass snow.
That most people probably would never hire.
Ever.
I paid them, I don't know, $270 to shovel my snow. They had to compete with Hispanics.
Yeah,
I hired them never.
And you heard that Hispanic last night, the night before, whatever. They can't compete. Ain't no nigger up here on this page can compete with the group F and them Hispanics.
Nevertheless. So earlier, I made the point, and all of the blacks up here on the panel, all the people up here on the panel said that they don't make any money from black people. Now I'm drawing it full circle to show that I would bet that most of the black people up here on the panel don't spend a lot of money.
They spending money with Rick Chow, and now they trying to boycott him. Who gonna paint them big ass hooves on your feet other than a Korean or somebody?
Black people, other than super chats and Venmo and cash.
You think that you supposed to get a goddamn cookie because you paid some black boys to shovel your damn snow. For most of us, that's just some normal shit.
And nigga, you don't want to live around no Carmelo. I know you don't. You know how I know?
You may have paid somebody black to do this. You may have paid somebody Latin to do this. Nobody's keeping score but your black ass. And what I find interesting is it's always a super dark skinned nigga like you. I got a better
around blacks. None of you other people live around blacks.
Real quick, angry man, if I could. It would hurt my heart to know. It would hurt my heart to know, John, that you miss the vitriol I have for you. I hope you understand that I would unplug your life support.
See, another violent black. See, on one hand, they tell you Black Lives Matter, and you listen to this violent, angry motherfucking nigger. Listen to him.
That you miss the vitriol I have for you. I hope you understand that I would
Nigga, I understand, but you black violent motherfuckers. I'm the only one. They understand. I live around you black motherfuckers. I understand. That's why I've never been fooled by the Carmelos, the Trayvons, the Mike Browns. Ain't no nigga throwing his hands up talking about don't shoot. These fucking niggas will dare you to shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. I ain't never heard no nigga.
Plug your life support to charge my cell phone. I really want to make that clear.
Nigga, see, nigga, I already know you violent blacks. You blacks, you attack elderly people. I know you'll cut off somebody's life support.
Please,
you
God.
ain't nothing to me. These are all the things I already knew about you.
Let me not miss you with all the vitriol.
He hoping he catch me on life support, so he can kill somebody. He want to kill another black person.
Sarcasm,
through all the bullshit. The reason why you saying the blacks is problematic is because that's some white people shit, bro. You get more ridicule simply because of how black your ass is. You understand that? Like let's be real, bro.
Are you saying I'm too black? Are you saying
no,
I'm like
what I'm saying is, as black as you are, you
I'm
should know better.
I'm a nigga.
Wait a minute.
I'm a real nigga. I'm a real nigga. Are you saying like I'm a real nigga type nigga? Are you saying that I'm like a black ass nigga from the dang? You call me black early. You call me super black early, and I'm like am I like a super black ass nigga to you? Am I like a super black ass nigga to you?
Burn every ounce of those.
No, I think you may mistake me for being a light skinned nigga with a family full of light skinned niggas. Cause no,
I've never said the word light skin the whole time.
I got plenty of family members. I got plenty of family members that's just as dark, if not darker than you, and they full of shit too.
Bringing up complexion, bro. I never mentioned complexion the whole time I've been here. Why do you keep bringing up complexion? Why do you keep I need to bring it up. I need you to answer this. Why do you keep bringing up my complexion? But I never mentioned your complexion. One time, you call me a super black ass nigga. I never. You call me a super black. No, bro, you call me a super black nigga. I never even mentioned complexion. One time on this panel, you call me super black, and I don't even consider myself super black. Hold on.
You want me to answer the question?
Yeah, why did you call me super black?
Because you are too black to be acting the way you acting. That's why. Why are you offended, nigga?
Offended because I love my complexion.
Why are you offended?
My woman is darker than me, so you know I ain't offended.
Why are you offended?
My woman is darker than me, so you know I ain't offended.
Why are you offended?
I'm not offended. My
triggered right now.
No, I'm not triggered. But I'm just wondering, why would you call me super black? That's just interesting because I didn't mention complexion at all. I didn't mention anyone. Am I super black to you? Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to hear you say it. I don't have a problem with it. I love it. Hey man, it's never been a problem for me.
And that's Anger Man. And I got a clip of Anger Man. Where Anger Man said the reason why I work so hard is to not have to live around the KarmeloAnthonys of the world. And I got clips of Freezy and all these blacks who grind, who work so hard not to live around blacks. But these same damn blacks would tell me, I don't know what I'm talking about. When I say, man, that nigga Carmelo ain't nothing but old black ass killer. Right? Yeah, I can look at him. He looked like one of those blacks on Martin Luther King. What the hell is so different? But he got a 3.7. John Hill, they passing out degrees like candy. They passing out grade inflation like candy. The blacks out there like they don't know these things. They them in-grade inflation so high, the damn GPA scale there is 6.0. The blacks out there act like they don't know any of these things. And so I posted a video earlier today. I said, man, these blacks need to be forced to apologize. Like leading a revolution of low IQ fucking blacks on the basis of lies and shit like that. Everything damn near that I said came true. I said, that damn stupid ass low IQ boy ain't gonna testify. Like, he can't do it. You said all the other kids get up there and testify, but not this stupid ass boy. Did they put all their damn hope in? They put all their hope in. And now it came down to some magical, whimsical video. That's just the difference between, and I asked Freezy, I'm gonna show you Freezy's channel. I said, hey, do you think that video would absolve him? Would that be the thing that would get him found not guilty? Yeah. I said, well, why aren't they screaming from the rooftops to release that video? Ain't one black, other than a handful of black ass criminals who are using these dumbass Anthonys for their own civil rights agenda. Not even Ben Crump is showing his face. I saw Ben Crump walking a handicapped, crippled black around. He ain't even taking up the KarmeloAnthony case. They got low-budget civil rights activists like this Dominic Alexander. The grift is gone. It's up. Everybody has seen and dealt with the Carmelos today that you can't get away with it like you could maybe 10 or 15 years ago. The black man, the black women to hell. I get so many clips from people sending me clips. Show this black woman fighting. Show these black women fighting. Some of that shit so damn violent, I can't even show it up here on the channel. And so for these blacks to get up here and act like these blacks aren't violent, the KarmeloAnthonys aren't the ones that they're moving away from, it's really, really sad. And they owe their audience an apology, but part of the reason why they can't is because they're grifting off them. Now they're moving to, instead of looking in the mirror and saying, wait a minute, now hold on. Something don't make sense here. If this boy is innocent, where's the evidence? Where is it? Where were the witnesses? Everything that's happening, everything's turning. I said, look, where's the evidence? You know, part of it is he wasn't where he belonged, so all the damn witnesses testified against him. He put three witnesses up there? Not one of them testified anything to say, yeah, he looked like they were about to kill him. And so he looked like he was under the threat of death. Nothing, not one witness. And you look at how much energy these damn stupid ass low IQ blacks have expended on a killer no less. This boy is a killer. Like a straight up killer. I mean, they're missing and arguing rules. And I've said earlier, these people don't have morals. Because there are people with morals wouldn't even be worried about what the law says. People that were concerned about the public space, the schools and stuff like that would be like, look, I don't give a damn what the law says. We don't want children bringing knives to school. Hell, if you bring a knife to school, why not a gun? Why not? You know, they said, well, the knives are legal up to so. If this is the outcome of bringing knives to school, this is why schools ban them. Now they're banned. So now what do the blacks say? I showed the damn Frisco ISD policy. And you can see the policy here. I don't know if they changed it or if it was always this way, but this is the policy for Frisco ISD. Look, and the blacks, they did just jumping all over themselves, trying to figure out a way to justify it. They said, well, the knife was legal, but that doesn't mean it was within the rules to bring it to the school. Frisco ISD strictly enforces a zero tolerance weapons policy. That includes knives, exhibitions of any firearm. It goes on to say, Under Texas law, bringing a location-restricted knife, a knife with a blade over 5.5 inches onto school premises, is a criminal offense. See, that's what blacks are hanging their hat on. But see, Carmelo was never charged with a knife crime. He had bigger charges. He had a murder charge. While district policy generally prohibits all knives, the state law specifically triggers arrest and mandatory disciplinary action for longer blades. So again, the school bans knives. He went to school. That means no knives are allowed. I don't give a damn what the law says. Those people that live there in that same neighborhood, they pay their property taxes so as to not have incidences like in Dallas and Irving. And one black is all it took to destroy this school system. And now they probably I wouldn't be surprised they'd be a clear backpacks. They'd be walking around like the black ass students in the ghettos with clear backpacks, metal detectors and everything because of one black. And they had to let him graduate. They couldn't even punish him. See, that's the craziest part. He doesn't even get punished. He gets to walk across stage, graduate. After killing someone. Truly amazing. Truly amazing. And so as a software developer, I started to see these patterns. I'm like, Mike Brown, Trayvon, who else? Ahmaud Arbery, all these blacks. I showed the video of Ahmaud Arbery. That damn boy he crossed the street and ran to a shotgun. Anyone ever seen that video? See, this is the mindset of blacks that when you live around them, you got to understand, you would know that a Carmelo with very little future time orientation will crash out and kill somebody. And then 2 minutes later, he be like, I hope he don't die. Boy, nigga, you stabbed him in the chest. What the hell you mean you hope he don't die? 2 minutes later, he's into a new realm. There's no future time orientation. This is what you're seeing from these people. And so again, the freezes of the world, all these people that are defending this boy Carmelo, all these people that are demanding, hey, release the video. What video? You don't hear this damn boy. Like, again, and I asked Freeze, I said, man, if it were me, if your life was on the line and there was a video that would exonerate you, you'd be screaming from the rooftop, release the video. I don't hear a word. I don't hear a word. The blacks talking about, well, he had epilepsy. I'm like, well, okay. On one hand, he got epilepsy. On the other hand, he a star football player. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And the blacks said, they should have introduced a doctor to come in there and talk about how his epilepsy. I said, well, as soon as they do that, they're going to say, well, how was he able to play football with his epilepsy? He take harder hits than he took from Metcalf that day on the football field. He's tasked to tackle men as big as that Metcalf boy or bigger on the football field who are running at full speed. That was the environment, the arena that he played. And they said he was very good at it. So you can't tell me that a push will make him pull out a knife because that means he's not able to play football. You understand? Like if he's that damn violent, that if you just so much as put your hands on him, he'll kill someone, how the hell did he play football? So now I'm starting to think, well, maybe he intended on killing somebody that day. Why the hell did he go over there? They say he had a blank ass stare, just looking around like just no thoughts on his head. Maybe he did intend to kill somebody. He went over there with a knife. He was asked to leave 15 times. A normal person would have left. He did not do that. And he provoked the person, knowing that he was willing to go all the way against someone that wasn't willing to go all the way with him. And so again, I think that the blacks, the ones that still live around blacks, they know better. The only reason they would side with Carmelo would strictly be over race. But the blacks that don't live around blacks, this is their blind spot. They can't even imagine the stupid ass black coming up on my back porch stealing, let alone on Carmelo. And so here they are here, they get up on YouTube and shit, and they talking about Carmelo's innocent, Carmelo's innocent. You don't live around Carmelos. You don't know what a Carmelo will do. You don't know how violent and unpredictable these people are. And so when I hear them talk about, he got a 3-point, it's just so laughable. And it's just unbelievable that these people are still falling for this. And this has been going on at least 20 years now. one hoax after another, one black male criminal that the blacks all side behind, and as if they, and again, I guess it's a blind spot. Maybe they don't see it because they don't live around these black criminals. And this is what, probably what makes the issues with the blacks so difficult to solve is because the ones that are able to get away, they act like they don't know things. Let's see who's this calling. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, who's calling?
Is this the show?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I saw you on the other page beforehand, right?
Who you saw me on Freezy?
Yeah, and I couldn't believe what I was watching.
You couldn't believe that shit, huh? Huh? That shit was ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there for like, why are adult men acting this way? On top of that, I can't believe that they're actually thinking that way, not understanding what they're saying is setting precedent
Yeah.
for young people
Yeah.
to do whatever they want, whenever they feel pressed.
Yeah.
We're going to lose a whole generation over this nonsense.
Yeah. Either in prison or killed. And Freezy is a guy that I think is fairly sensible. I'll go so far as to say that. So why do you think he's doing this? Advancing this?
I'll be honest with you. So, I checked out some things on Facebook. And I'll be dead honest with you, man. In the beginning, maybe 2-3 years ago, I didn't know what a content creator was.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a digital creator was. But then I logged on maybe Saturday morning, just to, just whatever. I ain't had nothing to do. And I'm looking like, this doesn't make sense. This guy's lying. This guy's lying. This woman's lying. That's not true. They didn't say that. Who are these people? What is the credible journalist who was actually in the courtroom? Not from outside the courtroom or somebody like a Charleston White or whoever it may be.
Right.
I'm not trying to slander anybody, but I'm saying, you asked me why do I think this happens? It's money. It's traffic. This is cloud chasing one-on-one on another level, though.
Let's assume you're right. Let's assume you're right. That let's say I'm just use Freezy for example. Let's just say Freezy is clout chasing and he's doing it for money.
Yeah.
Then look at how devastating that is for what he's doing for money, right?
Yes, I know.
That's very devastating, right? And part
I have if they're saying 3 words: us, we, and them.
Yeah.
Who are us? Who are we? And who are them?
Yeah.
He's coming from a Marxist, not trying to be political, but he's coming from a Marxist standpoint. He's capitalizing off tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
somebody died, and they're asking for this young man to be let go scot-free.
And they're so desirous that he be let go that they're just coming up with all these hypotheticals to fit a narrative for him to be found not guilty.
Well, this is what happens when we are completely entrenched. Excuse my language. I'm going to say it one time only.
That's fine.
Okay. This is what happens when we're entrenched in the idea of the kingdom of niggerdom.
Yeah.
These things, we are expected to just go along and believe what anybody says. We're not supposed to be intelligent. We're not supposed to be proud that we're logical and that we've gained things from merit, not from handouts and things like that. And I'm saying, hold on, dude. You guys can't sit up here and manipulate the people like that, especially people are giving you money. People are sending you money, and you're lying to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they want to be lied to too. That's the sad part.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is like, so that's when you look at the chat, and the chat is completely biased.
Yeah.
And it is the nastiest place that you've ever seen in your life. Okay. They're demonizing children, kids, teenagers.
I often ask the question: how do these blacks get up and go to work in the face of whites with this level of hatred?
I have been asking that question for the last 10 years, John.
Yeah.
I said, you guys are either lying or you got something sinister going on in your family lineage. Something happened to you to where you think that you can lie to me right to my face, and I'm supposed to accept that. So when you come to me talk about racism, I'm saying, wait a minute, you're a man. Why are you talking to me about racism? It happened to you, it didn't happen to me.
But most of these people don't live around blacks, man. Like, you couldn't pay them to live around black, right? You couldn't pay them to do it, right?
Well, one guy on there, you know, he was on Kendra G's, whatever. I was like, oh, I remember this guy. He's talking this pro-black shit. This guy's married to a white woman.
Yeah,
he's got mixed kids.
And I don't even have a problem with that. But just don't come to me with this pro-black shit, making excuses for criminals that I got to deal with. I live around these blacks. I know how they behave.
What they don't do, John, is they don't even give you an opportunity to understand what it means to bring pro-black. What are you saying? What is pro-black? What is blackness? What is this? You know what I mean? Like, we're in America. I'm from the state of Oklahoma. I live in a city called Tulsa. So I'm a Tulsan from Oklahoma, and I don't have to tell you I'm from America if you got a lick of logic. Right? My first name is my first name, and so that's how we approach each other as adults. All this stuff that they talking about, they act like they don't have marriage in their own homes, man. And then they expect us to say, like you just asked, how many of y'all work for black people? Not a single one of them said anything. Of course not. Y'all work for black people.
And you know the reason why I say that? Because if they do, they probably trying their best to get a job with a white man. Trust me on that.
Okay. And again, I said the disrespect comes from we as men, women, who haven't received, say for instance, treatment because of what we look like, right? I take pride in knowing that I earned my intelligence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the path to get here is something that I can explain in truth to my children. They don't understand that they're sending their children straight to the slaughterhouse, man.
Yeah. And then, you know, I asked Freezy, I think last time he was live, I joined the panel, like, would you want your child carrying a knife to school, or would you want your child going to school with someone that carries a knife? A KarmeloAnthony type. And, you know, what I was trying to explain to Freezy, like, KarmeloAnthony moved into their neighborhood because of the benefits. And part of those benefits are strong law and order. That's what makes it a safe, expensive area to live in. But then now he's being judged by those same, you know, tenants that made it so viable and so valuable for him to live there. He doesn't want to be judged by that. He want to be judged by the ghetto rules and by black people now. But he didn't want to live around blacks.
That said to me,
What's that?
Says we got something sinister going on amongst us.
Nah, I don't think they smart enough to think that far ahead.
No, and I was just in Frisco over Memorial Day weekend, and I'm from Tulsa, man, and being from Oklahoma, all of us here know our foundation. Our state is an outlaw state, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up killers, thieves, oil barons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We evolved because the opportunity was there for us to become actual citizens. You know, this is where they sent the criminals back in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was no trees like that. It was straight barren land. You know what I mean? So what we understand here is that damn near every single person in our state is damn near connected somehow, some way. So we don't have all these weird-ass problems. And this saying is like, really what we're saying is that we are the true cultural capital of America. It is 100% conservative. That means that I care about my family first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't worry about what y'all got going on over there. Because at the end of the day, I got to pay the tax, man.
Hey, let me ask you this question. Do you think there's a video out there that will exonerate Karmelo?
No.
Why do you think the blacks, like, they're really hung up on this? Freezy for
they're looking for a win that does not exist. They're playing a game that nobody else could play. They're rigging the game, so it's like they bring up So you hear these jokers talk about the ancestors this, ancestors that. And I'm saying, okay, well, who are you praying to when you say you praying for KarmeloAnthony?
Bro, like, there's a little girl that was killed right around the corner from me. Hell, look, it was an accidental killing. Somebody left a gun out of it. Someone killed somebody right behind me. Young girl. Another young girl starved her baby to death. Dehydration, all that. How do they choose Karmelo? What's so special about him?
Because it's low-hanging fruit, okay? The idea that they're looking at these white boys, and it started from the beginning, from the lies that were told that day by the guy who was supposed to be his uncle, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, my memory is fresh on this because I said, man, that don't sound right. What the hell are you doing there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is 11 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. This is a private event. What the hell are you talking about, man? And so I'm saying they think that we're all stupid. This is attention-seeking behavior, and really, black folks who keep on trying to tell people that they black probably need extensive therapy, and I ain't got no problem with paying for it. You hear me? Now, I'll save some money to pay for some niggas to get smart. You know what I mean? Because I need y'all. I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the...
What type of business do you do, by the way? What type of business do you do, by the way?
I'm a multi-tier investor. I'm a young black man. I just turned 47 on the 4th of May. You know, the coolest birthday next year.
Wait a minute, you say you're a multi-tier investor?
Yes, sir.
Explain it to me. You know, I'm a landlord, so you know I'm always interested in these
That
things.
means I invest in real estate.
Okay.
I invest in people.
Mm.
I also invest in trading. So
Okay.
what I'm currently doing now is that I'm trying to use this correctly, but I don't want to confuse anybody. So you know what a consigliere is, an advisor?
Yeah.
So my advisor for the last 6 years had a serious medical issue, brain injury. So he had to resign about a month ago. Well, now I've been exposed, per se, just quote unquote. Like now my business is out there to the public if they really know my name.
Mm.
So I had to take over everything. That means I've had to sign, one day, probably 160 documents, just for all of my fortune to come back into my hands. Because, I just don't like getting up at 4:30 in the morning and fighting the stock market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing that. So somebody else is way more skilled than me, go at it, and I'll give you 30%. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But I need you not to just invest in gold, but invest in common sense. Common sense says invest in the mining company. The mining company never closes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
My job is to think, soulfully to the ground and not be looking up at the sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this question. You married, single, or what?
Oh, I'm single as shit. I got a dog. Ricochet. That's my baby.
47-year-old successful young man, you single?
Yeah, I'm single as hell.
Well, why is that?
I don't play that game.
Why do you think that is?
I don't play any games. I was raised from, my mom was single, but it wasn't like, my father left. My father, passed away when I was like 6 months old. So most people won't believe this stuff. You're just talking to a guy. So my mother ended up, when she died, I didn't know what she did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like to think that my mom probably was the greatest parent ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She didn't want me to know, where the money was coming from, and I had to work, as a kid. So all this shit came from inside of me. So like people talk about Greenwood and stuff like that. Like my family barbershop is there. To come see. You know what I mean? That's TECUMSEH. That's T's Barbershop on Greenwood Avenue in Tulsa.
Oh, I've heard of Greenwood Avenue. Yeah. I've heard of that.
And my family church, which is the other side, which is Hawkins, is on the other side of the street. So I am that one, bro. So there's no way in the world that I could just settle just because she exists. It just don't work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, have you been listening long to the channel?
I just came across this today. I said, this guy. I said, wait a minute, they disrespected this guy. For no reason at all.
Man, hey, listen, man, they listen. They can't fucking disrespect me, bro. Like, shit, I got dope on the channel, bro. Trust me. Like,
You know, I ain't bragging anything. You know, I'm not that type of guy. I'm a very humble guy. You know, no fancy set, anything like that. But what I pride myself on this channel, you know, is more like real life events. I'm a landlord, and I'm a landlord to a lot of ghetto people in DC. I'm in DC. I'm in the ghetto part of DC, but I got some nice parts too. So over the years, 20 years, I've been able to see a difference in how people live. I've been able to see how Black people don't want to live around other Black people. This is what I was explaining to Freezy. It's hard for him to accept that because he doesn't hear that. No one else on the internet is showing this. I take you can look on my channel, phone call after phone call of Black people saying, I don't want to live around Black people. Like, they'll tell you.
Well, I think what people don't understand, it's not necessarily just Black people.
No. We don't do that on this channel. It's Black people, bro. Trust me.
We'll talk about straight up behavior.
No, bro. Trust me. It's Black people.
Oh, look, I'm in total agreement with y'all. Don't live once again, I don't live around no niggas at all. Okay.
But see the thing, the thing is, like what Freezy was saying earlier, maybe it's street media TV somewhere. He was saying, you know, most Black people are good people. I ain't gonna argue with that. I don't know what the numbers are, but I know the ones that are so bad, they're so bad that they destroy whole sides of town. I'm a witness to it. I take phone calls every day where people say, I don't want to live on that side of town because of the Black people. They're not saying they don't want to live over here because, you know, the roads got potholes in them. They say they don't want to live over here strictly because of one group of people. And I extrapolate that across the country, and I would say everyone is playing hot potato trying to get the hell away from the Blacks, at least in the metropolitan cities. I live in New York part-time. It's the same thing there. The schools, the parks, the neighborhood, no one wants to live around Black people.
Well, it's like I said, like I don't live in a gated community, but I do live in a home HOA.
Yeah.
No, don't come over here with no fucking trash. If I catch you littering, we gonna have to have a conversation, and it can go however you want to go. But please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the city don't come up and sweep up your bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't want to have to confront someone for throwing down trash. That's what it really.
I don't want to do that at all. But I'm saying, man, we got children out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they need to be in a position to where they could walk without stepping on broken glass. They need to be able to walk in the grass, you know, without, you know, stepping on a damn needle or something.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So, like where I stay, you know, like I've always been around Black folks, but you know, like, man, I'm an adult. I don't have to hang around people that I don't vibe with, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on top of that, as I explained to you, I am, or what I've done. So I'm putting money into the community, and I'll put it this way: these jackasses, somehow they found out I supported Donald Trump. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a homeowner, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't I? And they're like, but it's like the scene in Lethal Weapon 2, you know, when he was with the South African, but you're Black.
Hey, let me ask you this question. You know, because Freezy, I don't know how often you watch Freezy. I don't imagine Freezy's I don't know if Freezy's political, but he's not a Donald Trump person. So what's it like as a Black single man being conservative? It's got to be rough on the dating scene, huh? Once you start mentioning your politics.
Man, please, this is the coolest experience of your lifetime, man. I mean, when you cool like me, hell, all you gotta do is walk in a place. You know what I mean?
Do you date this? Do you date the sister gals, or you date the boo? I call them boo members.
I date anyone who treats me the way that they want to be treated.
You do? So you date? Do you date interracially? I'm curious to know.
I'm saying I haven't. You know what I mean?
Oh, you have not? Okay.
Like, I'm just gonna keep it real, but I mean, I'm open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, you never gonna see me get up and approach people. I got an ego problem. I'll be dead honest with you.
Do you have any children?
Catch me.
You have any children?
I probably do. Be honest with you, these bitches hate my guts, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be dead honest with you because I don't go with the bullshit. Like, you can pack that shit up and go. I can make plenty of children. You can't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
You know, and it's just an odd thing, man. Because I'm like, man, what do you want from me. You know what I mean? You want to be my wife? If you want to be my wife, this is the ground rules. You got to shut the fuck up. You cannot speak for me ever. You know what I mean? There ain't no we when it comes to my income. You know what I mean? You can say our house. Yeah, it is your house. You know what I mean? But my money is my money.
Do you find that I talk a lot about on this channel about like the unattractiveness of black women, and it's like quelching the motivation of black men. I'm not excusing black men, but I'm just saying, you know, they all kind of play together. Do you find like the black women are kind of unattractive and, you know, may have an effect on your motivation?
I'm going to say, and I'm going to be bluntly honest, I'm going to say and I'm going to preface like this. So say, for instance, the beginning of social media, right? No pictures, right? It's just straight words on the fucking screen. You know what I mean? And I said, the first day that they turned that machine on, I said, this is going to be a problem once you guys start allowing videos and pictures. And somebody said, what do you mean? I said, man, check it out. You're a dweeb, bro. Just like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I'm an attractive man. I know I'm this, but I'm also very intelligent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said the problem is that people are going to start comparing themselves to superheroes, bro. And things are going to go straight to shit real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said people who don't deserve to speak are going to be speaking to people like me. You can't talk to me, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to lecture me. I didn't ask for none of that. You can't. I reject all that, bro. So if I can't be a stand-up man in my own space, this is how you end up with fucked up chicks, man, because now they're comparing themselves, say, for instance, to a Halle Berry. Well, check it out, lady. We're adult men, and if you're on social media, I have to explain that this probably ain't going to work out. She'll say, why? Well, I'll be probably $1 million. I don't think I'll be able to live to 1 million years old because that's how much time it'll take to catch up with all the attention that you're seeking.
Damn.
I can't.
So you found that many of the women are just attention seeking. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, and this all goes back to, say, for instance, like, and these aren't married women, bro. You know what I mean? These are single women with children. So it's like they're out there fishing, and they think that that's what we like. It's like, no, I need to hear your voice, man. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see you, how you do what you do. You know what I mean? I see you got your waist curl on, but what's up with them fucking arms? You know what I mean? Like, if you have me, you can't fucking choke me to death. You know that, right? Like, I won't be worth shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you gotta kind of work on. They gotta understand that we're not into unhealthy, unkept females. You know what I mean? Like, they assume.
Are the women kind of overweight in Oklahoma? There's a lot of overweight women here where I live.
Shit, yeah. You know what I mean?
The black women, the sister gals, are overweight.
Yes, but that don't deter friendship. That don't deter kinship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is we don't spend enough time together.
Yeah.
So if we had time to spend, and I'm saying I got a lot of free time, so I'm at the bar a lot. You know what I mean? If I choose to be.
Yeah.
Depending on what month it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm chilling, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, yeah, y'all overworked, you're overwhelmed, and you're overweight. It's a bad combination. You need to find a man, you know what I mean? Like, real quick.
Yeah.
Because those children are going to end up being upset with you, especially them boys.
Let me ask you this question. How you think? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
No, go ahead. What you about to say?
I was just saying because they don't understand. Like, you can't tell a man how to be a man. You can't tell a boy how to become a man. All right? If you're telling him to go out and cut the grass, okay, he put to cut the grass. But you can't come out there and tell him how to do it if he already started and he's been doing cutting the grass.
Yeah.
You go out there and cut the grass and show him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, indeed.
You really cut that way, right?
Hey, let me.
If you want.
Now, do I ask you a question? I'm curious to know what's your take on this, Carmelo. You think guilty, not guilty? How you think it's gonna go?
Man, that sucker is guilty of sin.
Why? Okay, why do you think he did it? Why do you think he did it?
Because he loved his mama, bro.
He what?
I said he loved his mama, bro.
Carmelo?
Like, he loves the fuck out of his mama, man.
What they got to do with it? What do you think his mother has to do with it?
What I'm saying is, why doesn't he know how to fight, man? You know, why do you have to be told to get your ass up, man? You know you ain't supposed to be over here. And if they got to keep on talking to you, you a problem, dude.
Yeah.
You got a behavior problem. Boys don't operate like that, especially not boys with men. Because guess what? Let me find out you over here doing some shit like that. And I'm speaking from an older man's perspective. You know what I mean? Let me find out that they told you had to get your ass up and you didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me find out.
You know, it is very.
You doing that?
You know, I think it's I think there's a deeper thing to this. You know, him not leaving. You know, there's something to black people feeling like they're entitled to be somewhere where they're not supposed to be. One of the most dangerous things you can do is tell a black person to go somewhere, get somewhere.
The scorned female perspective. They're stuck.
Well, I think, you know what I think it is?
Talking about. Go ahead.
You know, I think it is, man. I don't think it has anything to do with men and women. I think it has to do, like, just with their place in society. They're so beaten down that, you know, just the slightest provocation. Hey, get over here, do this. Damn, that's stupid. You know, they're willing to snap because, like, listen to what Carmelo said after he stabbed the guy. Hey, I hope he doesn't die. You just stabbed him in his abdomen. There's a very good chance he does. You should have been thinking about him not dying before you did it. But
Well, here's the other thing about that, right? What I'm saying is, this is proof to me that like the dudes in his life, they don't give a damn about him. You hear me? They just over here hopping on top of that mama, bro. I swear to God.
yeah, you might be right. Now you might be right.
This is a situation. If you got a knife, you know, you don't stab. Little nigga, you get to have all kind of shit spray up on you. You ready for that?
Yeah.
You better get your ass away. So if you got a weapon, you slash. And you back your ass up. That is common sense for men.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we in an odd spot, I don't know who coming at me, so everybody fit to get cut. You know what I mean? Because if I just stab one guy, right?
Yeah.
The truth be told, they should have stuffed a goddamn mud hole in his ass.
Man, I don't think those guys. I don't think those guys from Frisco were had that proclivity to violence like that.
Built like that.
Now they don't. Their mindset is not like that.
They're not being raised to be tough. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I think they were tough. I think the Metcalf boys were tough. The blacks were portraying them as bullies, but you know, you got to be willing, like to around blacks. You got to be willing to forgive a lot of things, overlook a lot of things, or fight for a lot of petty shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? And you know, that's really what it boils down to. Carmelo was willing to go to the mat for some petty shit.
Yeah, and that's why I spoke about the mother, okay? I'm like, you know, we got to remember the press conference. Why is you so emotional talking about you got threats? And the police said, no, ain't no threats came through our office. So if they take threats, they're saying threats are, ma'am, that's not true. Ma'am, that's a horrible idea. Ma'am, that's bad advice to give people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a threat.
Yeah, no, they
And even if I'm saying you're stupid or ignorant, man, these aren't bad words.
Yeah,
these aren't bad words in the English language. That is just straight up stating the fact. You are not smart.
Yeah, you know
that is an ignorant decision. You're stupid.
Freezy has a thumbnail, father. Hey, I'm gonna open up the panel shortly. I want to get through a couple of this Carmelo thing. You're more than welcome to join the panel. And make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed. I think you'll find the content pretty interesting. There's a lot of interesting content, I think, on this channel, a lot of real life stuff. And, you know, may find it interesting because I am in Washington, D.C., so, you know, some of the things that make the news.
I'll be in, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'll be in D.C. next month. I got some things I need to take care of. So I'll be staying at this boutique hotel. It's kind of like on the corner of that Black Lives Matter.
Oh, I know. I just showed someone a picture from there. Listen, look, if you're looking at the video, if you're looking at the channel, look, I know what you're saying. I'm going to show the channel. I was looking at this video. I was showing someone a picture of this the other day. This is what you're going to be saying. Look, let me see if I can put it on the screen. Here it is. You said the boutique Black Lives Matter hotel. This is it right here.
Let me see, man. Hold on.
We had someone actually call in that work right here. She called in looking for a room to rent. Yeah, you'll be staying right here in this black building right there. I'm assuming that's it right there. It's a cool space though. Say what?
That ain't it. That ain't it.
What's the name of the space you put? Is it the Eden? It's like Eden Hotel? You saying the Eden Hotel?
No, it ain't that either. Hold on. Let me look it up right quick. I'm about to go. I ain't gonna go all the way in my emails. That's like last month. Hold on a second, John.
But this is the Black Lives Matter. This is at least one of them. I'll say that. This is the popular one. This is like I think it's a 12th and K. Is it? No, it's not 12th. Maybe like 9th and K, 11th and K, something like that. Northwest, yeah. It's probably the Eden Hotel. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, the Eden.
Yep, that's it right there. Yeah, it's like what's that? 10th and K.
Hold on a second. It's right here.
That's it right there. Here's the Eden.
Hold on a second, man. Okay, here it is. You ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
All these things at Moxie.
Oh, the Moxie. Yeah. I know. Where is
Moxie, it? Washington?
Yeah, where's the Moxie? Let's see. Where is the Moxie? It's downtown somewhere.
Yeah, downtown DC.
The Moxie.
So it's
it's a Marriott.
Yep.
Okay. It's a Marriott. Okay.
Yep, 1011 K Street Northwest, Washington D.C.
Okay, so I wonder if this is part of the Eden.
Excuse me?
I wonder if this is a part of the Eden Hotel.
I don't know.
Let's see. I don't know. But anyway, okay, man. Hey, if you're in town, I think I've been to Moxie before. It's a bar in there. Let's see.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
Yeah.
Well, I usually stay at the Viceroy. That's where I usually stay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was like, I'm a frisky old man. You know what I mean?
You picked a good spot there.
Like, I was bringing in too many women and shit. I was like, man, I'm just hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, I done paid for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, what you want to do?
Hey, what you gonna be in town for? What are you gonna be in town for?
I'm just handling business, man. Talking about finances. I got some stuff that I also want to do. I got some stuff from my grandfather and his twin brother. Some information from the Battle of the Bulge. So I want to see. I want to get some more information from the Army.
Okay.
So I'm trying to set up some stuff to get to the Pentagon and talk about, what could I get as far as recognition for my loved ones who are dead and gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
You remember that movie, Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, this didn't apply to my grandfather and his twin brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were both over there at the same time in the same unit. You know what I mean? So,
Get out of here.
I was just like, man, I got all this stuff after people passed away, so I'll just sit up here with all this archival stuff, and I just try to trace down the source of this stuff. And I was just like trying to understand, where I came from, because of course your granddaddy tell you the stories and shit, but he ain't telling you everything. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if you're in town, man, if you're in town and you're interested, man, you meet me out on the streets. I do street interviews where we talk to people about current issues. And DC is a very interesting town, man.
It'll be the week of July 4th. It'll be that week.
Sounds good. That's a perfect time. That's the perfect time to be in DC.
I'm going to spend some fucking money. More than I fucking need. But okay, yeah, I'll be fine.
DC's an expensive town. All right, my man. It was great. It was great having you caller.
For sure, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you when I see you.
Indeed.
All right.
Yeah, it was a good call, man. It was a good call. Yeah, it's interesting. Not a lot of people. Freezy had 500-something people in the audience. That's pretty good. It's pretty good for Freezy. I saw a couple of people were, a little bit disagreeing with him. Maybe we'll take a look at Freezy's channel. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I had it up here. We'll start. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start here.
This is Freezy's channel. He's talking about they're talking about it. We're just kind of scroll through it. I want you to listen to some of the stuff they're saying. It's kind of amazing.
Testing. Our plan of action is not free Carmelo with no power or just praying. No, we got to look at where our strengths and weaknesses are. And remember what that Chinese man said? He said, man, I dare y'all to protest. Man, y'all ain't going to protest because y'all don't get along. Y'all don't even like each other. He told us this. He said, and it's sting a little bit, but it's truth to it, right? So now let's prove them wrong. Let's prove them white folks wrong in the Senate and in Congress that don't want to pass bills to protect us. Let's prove them wrong. Shut their money down. Shut their money down. If we don't do that, then we can't complain.
Man, as soon as black people go into politics, and I'm like, I just buzz out. I'm like, I don't know what to, like. It's just too far away from the problem.
We can't complain because it's going to be a Carmelo tomorrow. We let them get away with Trayvon. We let them get away in South Carolina when they killed our grandmothers in them churches. We let them get away with it.
Street media.
Right along about 30 days later, and right along with our lives. No, shut all this shit down.
But
shut it all down.
You make a good.
They don't love the Most High.
And you shut it all down. This is like really, they can't build anything. And so it's like anything doesn't go their way, like a child, like just shut it all down. And there's no one to retort this guy to say, hey man, maybe that's not a good idea. Can we build something? He said, man, no one, not one person will say anything to counter what this guy's saying.
They love money.
That's a fact.
They got the moral standard. They love money. We love God. They love money.
So we love God.
Street media, you make a good point. KarmeloAnthony, I repeated this.
Listen.
Almost 4.0 GPA.
4.0.
Headed to college. 2-parent household, nuclear family, right? Star athlete.
And see, all of that just goes to show that none of this shit worked. He rattled off all the statistics that they say, would make a great child, 2-parent household, blah, 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 blah. And look, he killed someone in the most heinous ways.
What do you have to be as a black youth or even a black man or black woman in order for someone to say, you know what, we're going to give this brother a chance? I'm talking about his own people.
Oh, I was talking to my son. I didn't know what you said.
I'm saying you're absolutely right. The link is pinned to the bottom of the chat in order to be hands-on. He did several times. He pinned it to college. College was already looking at him. Star athlete. The kid decorated, but he still wasn't good enough.
It's the way of the world these days, Freezy. Shit, they the underman, right? He hit a 3.7 on a scale of 6.0. Just average. He's just an average guy, right? And Freezy's he just still wasn't good enough. The Chinese would snuff their nose. They turn their nose up. You brought home a what? 3 point what? You got the same GPA as Carmelo? That frizzy head Negro? What? It just still ain't good enough, Freezy says.
He said, I'll put the link in the chat, Chicago. Even black folks saying he deserved life in prison.
The what do you mean? On the phone who dealt with black people, he could just send him to prison. Right.
Take out of that, street media. I'm talking about that. Let me know. It don't matter how decorated you are. It don't matter how exceptional you are.
Because all it takes is fucking one of y'all.
Yeah. What do you say to that, street media?
But see, the devil know we traumatized.
The devil.
And the devil every day banks on us selling ourselves out. So what I'm saying is this for me. It's a spiritual battle. Every time they do something to us and something like this happens, the ball is really in our court. We just...
Now, we need to start making these blacks define this shit. Listen what the black just said. Listen.
Selling ourselves out. So what I'm saying is this for me. It's a spiritual battle. Every time they do something to us and
every time who the hell is they? Because at this point, they really includes every race of people except for blacks. Blacks don't like Chinese. They don't like the Asians, even the Asians. I'm sure they don't like the Indians. They probably don't get along with the Hispanics. They definitely don't like white people. So who is they? Is that everybody? Is it black against the world here?
if something like this happens, the ball is really in our court. We just don't realize it because we so traumatized and we done got so far away from God. All we got to do now, because they're actually vulnerable. We're in the position.
He got a solution. He's like, all we got to do right now is what?
Strength, but we don't even know it. We don't even know. We're in a position of strength. We got to know we're in a position of strength, though. All we got to do now is say, okay, cool. Why do you think those Asians right now all on TikTok talking about all of a sudden they know Black history? As soon as we start saying we're going to boycott, now you have some of them on. I'm ready to do a video when I get off here for tomorrow where they talking about the Immigration Act of 65. They talking about everything now.
This guy got to be damn near close to 50 years old. This is so sad, man. This is so sad.
Right? They know who we are.
They know who we is.
All of them know who we are. They come right into our community, and we've been making the American dream for all these immigrant groups and these W folks, right? The problem is we don't know who we are, understand our power. Why we have
this nigga just said we've been making the American dream for all these immigrants, but not ourselves. Man, these blacks are really amazing.
This conversation right now, we actually have more power than we believe. All we got to do is send some press out and be serious on it. Watch what happens. Because the same thing in the bus boycott in the 50s. We told them, man, listen, we gonna walk to work. Man, they changed that shit overnight.
I forgot about this. And he saved the kid from drowning. No doubt. He saved the kid from drowning. Thank you, Ashe.
The devil don't care nothing about that.
He saved
the devil don't care nothing about that. The devil, remember, no cap, and I know you in the.
Ooh, he saved a baby and killed a boy.
Drowning. No doubt. He saved the kid from drowning. Thank you, Ashe.
The devil don't care nothing about that. The devil don't care nothing about that.
Hey,
the devil, remember, no cap, and I know you.
We're gonna give him credited sentencing. He saved the baby. Okay, we're gonna give you credited sentencing for that. How about that? We cut 5 years off this. No cap, he saved a baby.
You in the truth, right? The devil don't care nothing.
What do you want to say about this matter?
You know, I told you a while back, one of the first times I came up here and I asked you live in a black neighborhood? You say no. And it's fine, it's not a problem. Most of these black people up here probably do not live in black neighborhoods. Hence, Mr. Chow comes in and fills the void. Most of these black people up here probably are not entrepreneurial. And so Mr. Chow, and Mr. Patel, and these type of people fill the void. And again, you know, like black people really, I'm reading all these chats. Black people in street media, we got power. You got no power. You ever heard of a SWOT analysis, SWOT? Anyone of you ever heard of a SWOT analysis before? I'm trying to explain to these dumbass blacks. This black time, we got power. Black people really do a SWOT analysis of themselves. Their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I would love to hear you guys tell me, what do you think your strengths really are as a collective group? Most of you your income is more or less derived from the government. Hospitals, nurses, doctors, government employees, police. That's probably 60, 70% of black people's income. We got to be honest. There's very little entrepreneurship in the black community. When the last time you went and spent $1 in your community buying something from a black person? You got to be honest. You got to do a SWOT analysis of yourself, and you realize you're in a very weak position. Most of the blacks that I deal with, they don't make a lot of money. A lot of the blacks are getting some kind of SSDI, SSI, transfer payments. This is not like strength. It's dollars, sure, but they're down at the bottom. Every other group is passing them by, and you talking about strength. Man, if the government cut these welfare benefits off, most of these and these government jobs, these social workers and all these kind of jobs, if the government just got rid of that, man, you see poverty in the black community like you've never seen before. And this is what I'm saying. Like, blacks don't even understand where they are in the world. I don't know if they're not being honest. I see House of Hypocrites talking about Carmelo's parents are Republicans. Hell yeah, they're Republicans. They probably, most black people, if they live around blacks, they tired as hell of what the other blacks are doing to them.
I done had 3 bikes stolen out of my backyard, and not a white person stole them. It was other blacks.
Let me ask you something, John. What do other black folk have to do with this KarmeloAnthony situation?
Well, the other black folks are what drove KarmeloAnthony to go live around them white. Oh, Freezy. Oh, Freezy, man. Like, Freezy just. Yeah, I don't know if he has to do this, but I think he know better than this. Jesus Christ. That's what drove him there. They went and lived around white people because they wanted the safety and the benefits the only white neighborhood, seemingly, because blacks can't seem to do it, provide. Right? Go to any Martin Luther King neighborhood. That should be the nicest street in the black community. It's terrible. Right?
This is very
and so the Carmelos of the world, and I guess you could include yourself.
I'm gonna let street media respond to you because you mentioned his name anyway. So I'm gonna let him respond.
I'm a landlord. I've been renting blacks for 30 years. The group with the least amount of money trying to get the hell away from blacks are blacks. No one.
So
wants
let me
to
ask you a question. With everything you said, because you came up here, you threw accusations out where you don't know none of us up here.
I heard what you said. That's why I said probably. That's why. But if you do, it's not just living there. Clearly, we need some business owners.
Well, so I didn't say I lived in a white community. I didn't say that.
You know what? I got to cover this. You know the guy that calls in from time to time, we were critiquing his apartment. He said, man, he lives not far from me. He lives in the next neighborhood over, which is Anacostia. He said, I don't really like Anacostia, man. It doesn't have, I like neighborhood with a little diversity. I said, what you mean? And so he started talking to you like 15% black, 20% Indian, 20% Asian. I said, nigga, you want to live around Indians? You want to live around Chinese? You do know they don't want to live around your ass. They're not looking for diversity. They be like, yeah, we need about 15% blacks over here in Chinatown. They don't look at the world that way. But here's a black, like, subconsciously saying, this neighborhood is too fucking black. But he can't say it to me. He got to say, he trained, and blacks are trainable, right? They're not smart enough. And so he said, I just want some diversity. What the fuck? There ain't no, hey, who says that? What man? I want to live around some Indians. I said, you eat Indian food? No. What the hell? Like, what is your hankering? You ever heard of nigga? I want to live around Indian. Like, Thai people. Vietnamese people. Like, he just couldn't say he wanted to, like, get rid of some of these blacks and bring in some better suited people, the less violent people. And so he was telling me, he says, and there's a main street that runs near his house. It's called Good Hope Road. I think that maybe they renamed this shit to Marion Barry Avenue or some shit. And it intersects Martin Luther King. And so he's working from home now. And so he goes outside to Good Hope Road or Marion Barry, whatever the hell street's name. He said, oh, it looks bad. The black drug addicts, the shit, he see the shit that I see. It's like Martin Luther King, And so he sees it and he's like, oh, this shit looks bad. And he's very hopeful he wants the nice restaurants, the bars, the Starbucks and all that kind of shit. But who open up? No diversity is coming around that. And I think it opened his eyes, maybe working from home, going out into the neighborhood during the day like me. It opened his eyes. And so now he wants diversity. And so you hear Freezy saying the same thing. I don't live in a white neighborhood, a mixed neighborhood. It's diverse.
But to
okay, but if you do, it's not just living there. Clearly, we need some business owners.
Well, so I didn't say I lived in a white community. I didn't say.
He lives in a diverse community. He lives in a community with the least amount of blacks as he can afford. That's really how you could boil it down. The community prices, the housing values go up probably by the percentage of blacks. And so depending on how much money Freezy has, that's how many blacks live around him. That's kind of how this shit works. That's right. Carmelo's family did not want to be around blacks, nor do they want to be judged by whites. See, this is so interesting about Carmelo's family. They didn't want to live around blacks. So they dragged their little criminal ass black around white people, knowing he wasn't suited. Or maybe they didn't know because, again, they don't know the inner machination. They probably don't know anything about Asians or Chinese and Indians and all these people. Like Freezy said, they all the same to him. They probably didn't know that sending my son to a high-charging ass school around them Indians and them Asians is going to make him feel like he 3/5 of a man again. He'll be an underman at that school. And he was. But the blacks, they cheering him on. He got a 3.7 out of 6. They haven't adjusted to this new world with these Asians, the Indians here. The 3.7 is just bottom of the barrel to them. So he becomes the underman. And that is where that anger, that's why he was able to poke that knife in through his sternum into that boy's heart. It's anger. The same anger of the black that destroyed my microwave. The same anger from that same black that snatched that phone out of that old man's hand and spit on it. All because he rather have a stopped up tub than take accountability that he stopped up the tub. This is KarmeloAnthony-like behavior. This is what those blacks that are arguing for this boy to be walking the street, they don't want to live around this dangerous ass boy. You bump into him, you touch him, you have a minor disagreement with him at the grocery store, and he killing your ass and raising money on top of that shit, and then all the other blacks is out here on his side. These blacks don't want to live around there. They lying. The only reason they support him, when there are much more sympathetic blacks out here to support than KarmeloAnthony, the only reason they support him is because he killed a white man. That's the sickness of it. These blacks could probably go through a whole stream and never say a damn word about a dead child who probably had more promise than Carmelo. Let's be honest. Even though he went to a lesser school than Carmelo, I bet you that damn Austin Metcalf boy would have been more successful in life. Extrapolated 20 years out. Who was going to be the more productive citizen? Spiky hair Carmelo or one of the Metcalf boys? Just take a pick, either one of them. Which one would you get? Which one would you bet on? Carmelo or one of the Metcalf boys? The blacks would bet on Carmelo. But he had to change his hairstyle to conform to the white world. See, the blacks, they know better than to go in their jury room, have their jury go back in the room, and their last vision of him was with that spiky-ass rebellion hair. So he cut that shit off, right? And if he had a big Rick Ross beard, he would have cut that off too. And all these blacks say, we got young men and YNs and all that. He went to court trying to look like a baby. He got epilepsy. He this, he that. He got an injured shoulder. And all these type of things. All to make excuses for a little killer criminal. And this is why I say these streamers, they should be ashamed of themselves. They need to apologize to their audience because they're sending criminals back out into the community, or at least the mindset that they support these black criminals for killing somebody. They just so much as step on their Air Jordan or bump into them. Hold on. There are plenty of communities that are black as hell.
Let me ask you a question because you came up. You came up to talk to black men because you disagreed.
Go ahead, man. Just answer the question, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm talking. You threw out some stuff. I said, now listen, I didn't cut you off. Wrong. Everything that you're saying about us is the white man was right about us then. Something's wrong with us and we're not able to govern ourselves. We have a problem.
I ain't mentioned the white man yet. See, it's a problem. They immediately go to the white man. Like he's their level set. Like he's who they measure themselves by. That shows you that they think very highly of the white people. They want to go live around them. They measure themselves by them. If you say you degenerate black, they say the white man degenerate too. It's okay because he's degenerate too.
And everything H.S. Chamberlain and all these people said about us, Madison Grant, when they talked about our community, H.G. Wells, they were correct.
I'm wrong. Yeah, I got it. I got where you're going. It's something wrong clearly because, like, if you look in any other community, there's no way you could go in the Asian community and open up a store. They're not dealing with you, bro. They don't want to do business with you. They don't even want you in their neighborhood. Like, you can't sell anything to anybody. Nobody wants to buy anything. And I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm saying black people in general don't have any dope to sell in the mainstream market. What you got to sell, right? You got nothing to sell. You have, let me just say, we have no place in America. The large parts of black Americans, and I'm just saying in general, like,
no, wait, because
you would apply for a job.
But wait, let's stay where you at before you get to we have no place.
I'm going to read super caps in 1 second. Go ahead.
Just saying, right? When the white uncivilized, based off what I'm hearing from ourselves, and we were inept, and we are uncivilized. Based off what I'm hearing from you, you're echoing his sentiments.
We're uncivilized. The white man. I don't even want to talk about the white man. Like, you focus on the white man. I don't even want to focus on
I'm asking you a question.
I don't know about no white man. I don't even want to talk about white men.
No, we don't have to argue about it.
Well, you asked me about white people. I don't want to talk about white people. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, hold on. Wait. This what we're gonna do. I don't want us to talk over each other. It's street.
Why are we talking about white people? Why are these blacks so fixated on whites? Like, they can't beat them. Like, but they keep trying to compete with them. Stop trying to compete with somebody you can't beat. You gotta figure you can go down to the Negro League and compete with some of these damn bull members over here. Sell them some chitlins, hot dog, hamburger, Cheetos, whatever it is. But you can't compete with the white. You just can't. It's just not working. Their behavior, all these things, nothing's working. And they're trying their best.
Immediately responding to you, he's asking you a question.
I don't know about white people.
No, but stop right there because you start filibustering. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the reason why I said that, because I'm listening to you talk, and I'm not emotional about it. You mentioned the white man and us living in their communities, not wanting to be around us. KarmeloAnthony went over there. You put us under Asians and all the other groups. So now the reason why I'm asking the question based say. So when you mentioned KarmeloAnthony's family ran out there to be away from us, my initial question would be whether white man was right about what he said about us. It's not a
they go straight to the white man. Straight to the white man. I said that they went to live around, you could say white people, but hell, just other than blacks. Because it ain't all white people that live out there. But here, this is 500 blacks in the audience, I think, at the time. And most of them are just eating this up.
That is about what you're saying.
I don't know if the white man were right or wrong. I don't know what the white man said, but all I do know is that from what I see with my own eyes, clearly it's something wrong. And the black, I've been a landlord so long that I've heard blacks tell me straight up, I don't want to live around no black people. Black people tell me that they want to go live around white people.
Where do you think that come from? What do you think?
I don't tell where it came from. All I know is what it is. See, you worry about root causes and where that comes from.
Tell us what's wrong so we can try to fix it.
Listen, why do you think black people don't want to live around blacks? I don't know. You tell me. Because they steal, they violent, they throw litter on the ground and a lot of other bullshit. And so they say, I don't want to live around that. It's just what I see. You can say I'm wrong, okay, but I've been doing this 30 years. And I've just seen blacks.
So is that the totality of all black people?
I think blacks getting beaten up, robbed by other blacks. They don't, and if you get a little bit of money, you don't want to live like that. And so most of the blacks, when they get a little bit of money, they get away from black. Yeah, ask me another question.
Let me ask you one more question, because I'm from Philadelphia and I live in the trenches. I grew up in Southwest Philadelphia. Right?
Now watch how this black just describes an environment where no one wants to live.
And I've been online for many years, and if you go through my community, you may have certain blocks where they do that, but that's not the totality of the black community. The majority of black people let me finish. The majority of black people get up and go to work every day.
I mean, that's like a 3.7 GPA. I get up and go to work. Okay. That's 3.7 GPA. Everybody can damn near say that, right? I get up and go to work every day. Jesus.
Pay taxes. Yeah. And everything. The majority of black people ain't in gangs. They ain't throwing trash out. They're not having.
All right. I've heard this speech a lot of times.
Hold on, you cut me off. Let me finish my point.
Man, I've heard this speech a minute.
John, I'm a mutual. If you could come, I don't want y'all to cut each other off. Go ahead.
I'm being respectful to you, bro. I show each other respect.
Yeah, the majority of black people do this. Man, how many damn times they gonna repeat this shit over and over?
In 2021, we had almost 600 homicides, right, coming out of the shutdown, right?
600 homicides coming out of shutdown. What the hell does shutdown got to do with it? Do you think these blacks just shooting people because we coming out of shutdown? They just took the opportunity.
But in a city with almost 2 million people, we had 12,000 kids, black kids that graduated from high school. Nobody talked about it.
Man, that's great inflation. This is what I'm saying. Like, do they not know what's going on with the schools today? Seriously? Are they just gonna act stupid like they don't know what's going on with the schools? Like, haven't they seen all these graduation, prom, pictures and videos? Do they really believe that these graduations are real? This is what I'm saying. Like, this is a mental illness. The whole shit is fake in these people's heads. Everything they say is nothing's real. Graduation, man, haven't we seen? Look, we've been graduating blacks for 30 years now. What's the outcome? Same old shit. Clearly, that's not the answer.
Nobody talked about these black kids that was going on to college.
Everybody knows bullshit.
I have a program, Urban Nerds.
Urban Nerds. The fact that you got to create a program called Urban Nerds, I mean, that's probably indicative of the problem.
Children. I work in my community. I'm on the ground. The majority of black folks are decent. We focus.
He's on the ground and they had 600 murders. A lot of good he did, right? That's what he just said. 600 murders. How many nerds did he get to put down the guns? Not enough.
So on the 15% that's the loudest in the community, and what we do is we actually look at our own people through the same stereotypical lens that the white man do. We do it to our
They keep talking about white people.
Own people, because the majority of black folks ain't out terrorizing the community. It's that small percentage. Are you?
You know what? They need to just name the number, like, because he keeps saying small percentage, but like, what is it? That could be 15, 20%. Like, if you get to like 20%, like, bro, that's a number that could be very devastating, right? And this is just a small percentage. They love just throwing out words with not much meaning. It's not very qualitative. It's just numbers. Small percent, 10, 5%.
You a killer in your community? Do you represent the stuff you talking about?
Is that a rhetorical question?
I'm asking you a direct question.
Do you think I'm a killer? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't know you.
So I'm asking, what do you think? Yeah, I know you don't know me. That's why I asked you what you think, just off the top of your head. Use that brain of yours and tell me what you think. You think I'm a killer?
I don't know. You
okay,
came
so
up here.
You can't use your brain. I ain't asked you if you know. I said, just use your head and just come up, just make a guess, an educated guess.
Well, I could say the same thing for you. I could say the same thing for you when you came up here talking about all black people. When you came up here talking about, well, they moved here because they was getting away from black people. Well, that's not the totality of black people. See how I feel when I throw that at you? That's how I feel when you throw that at the whole black community.
But see, here's the problem, young man. I don't know how old you are. I ain't mean to call you young man. The problem is nobody's got time trying to figure out who's who at this point. Like, with the level of violence that you see from a two-parent household, a guy like Carmelo can ratchet up, the single-family household, the hell and no-parent households, you really can't figure out who's the good black and who isn't. And see, that's the problem. See, if you could figure out who the good blacks were, you could just isolate them.
John, what's a good black?
That's what I'm saying. We would have thought Carmelo was one. But would you want your child you be the judge. But would you want your child sitting next to Carmelo in class? Probably not.
Yeah.
But the other night you heard it. Would you want your child sitting next to Carmelo in class? These blacks have to deny reality, knowing that they would not want their child sitting next to another child that flouts the rules and bring weapons to school. They would not want that. But they have to say that they want it. That's what I'm saying. We would have thought Carmelo was one. But would you want your child sitting you be the judge. But would you want your child sitting next to Carmelo in class? Probably not.
Yeah.
But the other night out here, you probably
with a 3.7, yeah.
With a 3.7, hell yeah. These people are retarded as hell. Like that's like, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like blacks are living such a lie that to make a living off of them, you got to tell them lies. You got to be slumlords to them. They force you to be a slumlord, but they also force you to lie to them. Freezy is forced to lie right here. You just heard it in living color. He said he would want his child to sit next to a boy so like wicked and violent as Carmelo. Most people normally will want to get away from someone like him. But he has to lie to his audience, if not to himself. And say, yeah, he'll kill it all. But yeah, I want my son and my daughter next to Carmelo. And next to the man that killed that woman on the train, bus in Charlotte. He with all this. This is the 70% that Be Brave talks about.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't want your child carrying a knife like Carmelo, so you don't want him.
Well, what was he carrying?
And that's the thing. I asked Freezy the last time I was on the channel, would you want your child carrying a knife like Carmelo? He said no. But today he said, I want my child sitting next to Carmelo while Carmelo got the knife. So you don't want your child to be at a disadvantage weapons-wise. See, this is the thing. If you want your child to go to school with the Carmelos, you have to lower the standard and say, well, Carmelo's going to bring his knife. He's going to figure out a way to bring his knife. You better let your child bring his. So now we're going down to the bottom. We sink a little bit lower because you can't live with the Carmelos of the world without knives and guns.
Right? What was he carrying, John?
Wait,
hold on. I'm tired of hearing y'all saying this, and I think Freezy went through this.
Hold on.
Was
Before
he
you
carrying?
do that, before you take out Chicago, I know you finna take out. Let me do this because I'm behind. Right? Let me do this. Has to be $10. Thank you. Stop. Last but not least, so Chicago.
Me. I don't know why we having some of this dialogue, right? Brother Galt, is Texas unlike DC, but like Alabama, a stand your ground state?
Why are you asking me this stupid question? Stand your ground doesn't.
So now it's stupid. Here. So now, okay. So the answer is yes.
Stand your ground doesn't apply
Texas
here.
Is, no. Texas. No. You because you ain't want to answer. Texas. Is,
and so here's the thing. If you to ask the average black person about George Zimmerman stand your ground, they would say, yeah, stand your ground. George Zimmerman never had a stand your ground case. Never. He never went before the judge to get the case thrown out on the basis of him standing his ground. The basis of George Zimmerman's case was self-defense. I was on my back. I couldn't stand my ground. That was George Zimmerman's defense, and he had the injuries to prove it. This is not a stand your ground case, in my opinion. I think this is totally different. Carmelo did some provocation. He had plenty of time to walk away, and he went to the knife almost immediately. And again, the blacks are trying to argue that, well, he had epilepsy. He was a halfway disabled black. But how did he play football again? How did he take them hits on the football field, but a shoving from Austin Metcalf just caused him to just fly into a violent rage? That doesn't make sense. Even Freezy admitted that. That's why they didn't bring that epilepsy up from a defense standpoint. You're gonna hear Freezy say, that's a good point, John. They couldn't paint him to be too big of a victim because it would be too contradictory. Yet these blacks hitch their wagon to this lie nonetheless. And this is why I said that they owe their listeners an apology. This is no different than what Jesse Jackson and Ben Crump and all these other blacks have done over the last two. They just moved to the internet now. And Ben Crump, he's probably gotten passed by because technologically he can't keep up. I told you I saw him marching around a handicapped girl. He's still down in the real world dealing with black victimhood. These blacks are making hay in the YouTube world off the black victimhood. And so they have to carry their lie just like Ben Crump would. Hell yeah, I want my child going to school with Carmelo. He can marry Carmelo. But meanwhile, they moving away from Carmelo. So nothing makes sense.
Stand your ground, stay. No. Yeah, stand your ground applies, sir.
Okay.
And apparently, you just want to be combative this evening. So I mean, you know,
I probably am a little combative, but yeah, it's fair.
But John, you know, I ain't normally that way with you, right? So can we have the conversation?
We having it. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know that we are, sir. It seems like you're a little bit combative. So you know, I think Texas is a stand your ground state, right? Number one, and then number two, y'all keep bringing up this stuff about a knife, right? What is the legal limit for a blade in Texas? Do you know?
5.5.
What was the blade? What was the inches on the blade? Because
at this point, the inches on the blade does not matter. Doesn't matter. He's up for trial for murder. He could have dropped a bomb on him. He could have ran him over in the car. He could have literally, at this point, KarmeloAnthony could have shot Austin Metcalf. It doesn't matter how he killed him at this point. It's only a matter if he had the right to do it. That's all that matters now. The weapon of choice doesn't even matter anymore. It's all about, did you have the right at the time you decided to do it? Weapon be damned. He could have had a hammer. It doesn't matter. A switchblade, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. A hammer would have been legal. Those probably aren't banned. If he hit him with a hammer and killed him with a hammer, the weapon doesn't matter. It's all about the legalities of it. Did he have the right to do it? And so these blacks here are going on and on about the knife. It's irrelevant. The defense didn't even put up that much of an issue with the knife because it's irrelevant.
I've heard you say this multiple times. What's the inches on the utility tool that young man had?
It was 3.5 inches.
3.5, and we don't even know what he had it for.
We don't know what he had for.
Right? We assume, hold on, fam. Hold on, please don't jump in. Because we assume that he had it with nefarious intent. Like, this is the captain of a football team. This is somebody who's not even running. And they was going there to support, but they just went there with nefarious intent and had a tool in a you know, something to do bodily harm and injury to somebody. No.
You know, notice how he is a tool. I can leave tools out on my front porch, on my back with a black steal my bikes. Ain't no black carrying around them damn tools. You know, they have no value here. That boy was carrying a knife. It's been stated it was a knife. And so this same Chicago gorilla would challenge me, John, where you getting this evidence from, this testimony from this and that? But where is he getting it that it was a utility tool? He probably doesn't know a black that carries a utility tool around. But he's so quick to assume and believe the lie that Carmelo was carrying one around. See, this is what I'm saying. It's just nothing but lies from these people.
Well, fam, that's not what this was, Brother Galt. I'm sorry. Like, I understand when blacks do something, right? Like, I'm sure
this guy lives in Chicago. Blacks have damn near committed crime in every corner of Chicago, shooting up downtown everywhere. And he's gonna tell me about some little square, a few little square yards of space that he has in Chicago that's safe. But everywhere else, the blacks are committing heinous crimes.
But no, let me not say that. I don't know what you think in the child case, and I don't know what you think in that.
I could see where they.
So,
not what I said. I don't know how.
So the question on the table is: do you think he's guilty or not?
Who? Chow?
Chow.
I don't know, man.
I didn't ask you about what you thought the jury, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He asked me, so I said I don't know.
Listen, brother. Listen. I understand.
I think what created the problem for Desires Bilton boy is the boy dropped the gun and then picked it back up. and then shortly thereafter he was
I
shot.
thought the problem was that they chased him 130 yards to live.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why they aren't software developers. This is why I don't want to fly on no plane with a black. Like, they can't compartmentalize. In software, we would call it modularization or componentization. Yeah. Let's give you an example. I wish I could show you StreamYard. Yeah, I'll show you this. This is what I used to work with. Let's see if it's a good example. Yeah, it's too complex for you. Damn. Yeah, maybe this would be a good example. Is this the same? Is the same thing? Yeah, it's too complex. Yeah, it's too complex. Maybe we do this. So it's in software, and I would imagine in law just the same. So I used to develop content management software. So imagine you go to a website and you speak Spanish. You go up to the right, you select Spanish, and then the website reloads, and then it's the Spanish version of the same page. And so everything is like components and stuff like that. So in the client browser, you could have a bunch of components that are being written to the page. Like if you're on YouTube right now, let me see what you're seeing on YouTube. You will be seeing the chat on one side. That's one component. You're seeing the video in the middle of the screen. That's another component. Down below, you're seeing the title, the number of subscribers and all that. That could be another component. All with properties and so on and so forth. And so in law, just the same, you hear these guys, they're hung up on the 130 yards from child. But in law, it's not necessarily illegal to chase someone. On foot, at least. It's not illegal to shoot someone in the back, even after you chase them. You just have to have a good reason. Child had good reason. That's probably a little too complex for blacks to understand. And that's why they keep saying, but he shot him in the back, though. The Cyrus Belton boy is the boy dropped the gun and then picked it back up. And then shortly thereafter he was shot.
The problem was that they chased him 130 yards, the length of a football field.
I agree with you on that.
Okay. So now if I think about John, if I think about Texas as a stand your ground, right?
So now he left Cyrus Belton. He goes to Texas now.
And you sitting there, and whether you belong there or not, right? That's subjective, right? That's subjective. Right?
So now it's everything is like, how can you say whether you belong there or not is subjective? It's objective. Do you belong here on this side of the tent? Yes or no? It's subjective. It just depends. Okay.
Yeah, it is subjective because there's no legal ramification. There's no school policy saying whether you need to be.
How about just cultural norms? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, they're looking for guidance from someone bigger than them. You heard him say it. What did he say? Look, I want you to listen. This is how blacks logically work their way through things. Well, what does the government say? Is there a law against this? Okay. If not, how about, is there a policy against this? Okay. Then that means I can do it. Even if you don't like it, even if you ask me to not do it, that means I can do it. That means that I can play my music as loud as I want to when I drive down your neighborhood, because there is no noise ordinance in most of these cities, so they play their music as loud as they want to. And in this case, what this guy is saying, short of policy, law, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. Okay.
Yeah, it is subjective because there's no legal ramification. There's no school policy saying whether you need to be seated in this area or not. Right? But it's just me and my school pride. And I approach you and I tell you to move. And you tell me you're not gonna move. I'm telling you, you gonna move, I'm gonna beat your bitch ass. And then I make an approach upon you. Right? You have the right to defend yourself if I'm 80 pounds over you. Is that what you're saying?
Sure, you had it right.
No, you. I'm approaching you. I'm 80 pounds over you. I'm threatening you.
Right. Yeah, I got the right.
Oh,
I got the right.
Okay.
But at the same time, though, you're 80 pounds over me.
Yeah.
I got a knife. And you tell
well, you
me,
got a tool. Yeah.
Whatever, right? You tell me, I said I had a knife. That's what Carmelo had. He immediately corrects me. He said, you got a tool. John Galt, I'm looking at you. You're 80 pounds over me. Do I really want to take it there with you? Because for me to take it there with you, I got to pull out my tool. And then
I can't assume.
And I don't want to go to jail. I've been in jail too many times. I don't like the food. And so you see how for me to carry the conversation, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Listen, I got to adopt their passive language. Listen, take it there with you. Because for me to take it there with you, I got to pull out my tool. See, I got to use their passive language, not my knife. That boy had a knife, not a tool. But I got to use their passive language to get my message through. I got to pull out my tool. And then
I can't assume.
And I don't want to go to jail. I've been in jail too many times. I don't like the food. I don't like the combination. So I'm going to be very hesitant to use my tool on you.
Well, that's you as John. Yeah.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing. This what things get misconstrued. And shout out to Big Mike. I'm all about what's his name, Power.
Dr. Clark.
Yeah, we need to learn what this live stream is about. Right, this live stream is about Carmelo Anthony. It's like you have to always end.
Look at this picture freezing head up.
Anthony issue, right? Carmelo Anthony stream is about. Right, this live stream is about Carmelo Anthony.
Look at it. Did you see the picture? Look.
What this live stream is about. Right, this live stream is about Carmelo Anthony.
Look at the picture. Look at this picture. This is amazing. These are like the civil rights warriors now in the virtual world. These people are doing like what Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson did down on the streets 30 years ago, but the technology is made to where they can meet many more people, or talk to many more people virtually from the comfort of their own home. And they're doing what Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, all the civil rights warriors did. Look at this. This is nothing more than a lie. This is amazing. This is the same man that said it was all he had a stream, an all-white jury. It's not an all-white jury. But to keep the lie going, to keep the grift going, like, this is what they have to do. And I'm not picking on Freezy in particular. But look at this. Tell me how is this any way helpful to the blacks in the audience who already are suffering from some kind of derangement about white people? You're going to put this up there. You're seeding in their mind that if the verdict comes down against Carmelo Anthony, this boy will bully him. A guy from another school was bullying him. That doesn't even make sense on the face of it. You being bullied. And then let's say Carmelo Anthony was really being bullied by the Metcalfs. Then at that point, now you got like premeditated murder. One could reasonably make the logical leap that you were being bullied by these people, so you went over there to instigate a fight, knowing that you had the upper hand on them with a weapon, to stab them. That may be a totally different case. That may not be this first-degree murder that he's facing. Maybe it's manslaughter or whatever. I don't know. But at that point, when the blacks were running with he was being bullied by them, they were basically digging his grave and saying he premeditated this murder. One could reasonably take that away. And so this is a Freezy, his representation of what happened between Metcalf and Carmelo. This is not a good look here.
Anthony. And so when it was your turn, John, it just seems like you have to always take it back to black folk. And it seemed like
they can't take that black talk. Watch what Freezy said. They don't think they got a problem.
Like, not just you, John, but people with that same with similar thought patterns, you guys are afraid to hold white people accountable for some reason, especially on camera.
But Freezy, like, you know what's so interesting is he just said that, and I'm really curious to know, and I want you guys to put something in the chat. How could blacks hold white people accountable? I'm curious to know. With blacks being in the position that they are today, how would they hold the whites accountable for whatever they don't like about the white people? How would they hold them accountable? What would they do? And if the whites wanted to hold the blacks accountable, then what could they do? And who could inflict more pain on the other? I'm really curious to know, what do these blacks think they could do to white people? What can they do to be brave? What? Like, these people are like, you're gonna hear me. We powerful. We was kings and shit. Like, you know what's interesting? I asked you the other night. I said, "You think Carmelo gonna testify?" I told you he wasn't. He didn't. I said, and I posed the question to you because I knew the answer, but now it's all come out. I said, "What are you gonna say if the video never shows? If they never show the video?"
You did, say
right? Now, them niggas have to bow their head because I knew from day one, ain't no damn video, you lying ass blacks. I saw him live on George Zimmerman, Darren Wilson, George Floyd man, who's at Neely, whatever his name was. They sent all them people to prison. The Armand Arbery guy, they sent the man to prison who was just filming this shit. These blacks be lying like hell. And so when I heard these blacks talking about, it's a video that was exonerated Carmelo, and I said, y'all can't see through this shit. This is a lie. Ain't no motherfucking lie. And he freezes and said, "You told me, John. You tried to warn me." You did. I knew the answer. But now it's all come out. I said, what are you gonna say if the video never shows? If they never show the video?
You did, sir.
I am that nigga. So when Angry Man said, what does it have to do with you live around blacks, nigga? Because I know they lie and steal. They have no problem lying and stealing, Angry Man. So when I hear black, like they lied in the Rick Child case, they lying in this case. We got a video. And I said, use your head, Freezy. You on trial for your life, and there's some evidence that will exonerate you, and you gonna let your defense lawyer just rest without you putting that evidence on? You be screaming from the mountaintops, hey, don't close the case without this video being shown, right? Now, ask yourself this question. If you were Carmelo, and see, I heard people in the chat, they told him not to, nobody could make Carmelo not testify. That was his decision on his own. His lawyer can't tell him, no, I'm not going to let you testify. Mm-hmm. So again, I told you weren't going to testify. That's true too. Mm-hmm. I told you that wasn't a video. That's true too. And you have to start to look at a pattern. I'm a software developer.
Wait, hold on. You said there.
I was about to get in and Freezy cut me off.
Wasn't there is a video?
Okay, well, why it didn't come into court? If there was a video and my life was on the line, I'd be screaming from the mountaintop.
Are we holding a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid to the decision that a 50-something-year-old will make?
My mama and daddy would be screaming from the mountaintop.
Well, no, well, here's
okay then.
There's no video. The blacks are gonna have to come to grips that there is no video that exonerates Carmelo. His attorneys would be fighting motion. At one point, Freezy gonna say, but it's in 4K, John. It's in 4K and shit. They would have delayed the damn trial. I've been on trial. When you guilty, delay. Hope the witnesses die. Hope people forget. Hope they get in some trouble so you can impeach them. Maybe they'll be in prison, anything. But when you're innocent, you want to rush it to trial real quick. Let's get this shit over with. But Carmelo rushed it to trial from Freezy's standpoint without having this video in 4K. You're going to hear him say, but they couldn't get the video in 4K to prove he was innocent. So he about to go to prison because of a video. The lack of a video is going to send this boy to prison. This is the seedling in the ground here.
Let's deal with one thing at a time. You asked why didn't they show the video? I said prior to me dropping the link, and this is public information. The judge ordered for the video to they played the video. So there is a video. They actually played. You're wrong. They did play the video in court, but the judge ordered for let me finish. The judge ordered for that video to be spotlighted so they was only restricted to play only one certain spot on the video. That's it. They couldn't play the entire video, which actually told the whole story. So hold on. So the courts So the courts did not see when the Metcalf twins and the four boys actually walked up briskly to Carmelo. The courts did not see the commotion and all that kind of stuff, and KarmeloAnthony jerking back and coming forward. They did not see the Go ahead, John.
Are you at least willing to consider that maybe you're being
I'm being what? Your voice cut out.
Lied to about this video.
No, I'm not being lied to because I seen the paperwork. Just stop, John.
You think it's at least possible?
No, well, I'm just saying respectfully because street media. I'm respecting what your mentality is, and
so the street media guy, when he initially came on, he said, "Man, I hope we're not being lied to." He said, "I hope that there is a video that exists. I hope we're not getting lied to." So he knows that it's possible that we're being lied to. And that's why he said, I hope we're not being lied to.
I can consider that while you're saying that because street media actually kind of said the same thing.
That's right. Street media knows. But he wants to still be invited to the cookout, so he can't be as forceful as Young Golf. Young Golf said, fuck the cookout. Nigga, I own the houses where these niggas have their cookout. Ain't no fucking cookout without me. That's the way that goes.
When he first came. Yeah. What I'm saying is I've had direct connection with these people and I've seen paperwork. They actually signed off to see the video.
Now, the people that Freezy talking about is like some guy who's a sex predator or something like this. Other people that, are taking advantage of Carmelo's family, they're civil rights lawyers in the virtual world. And I think that the KarmeloAnthony family didn't understand the depth of what we're going. Here's what may be interesting. In this transition from fighting battles on the streets, that's the Ben Crump, Al Sharpton world, to now we have internet battles. That's the Dominique, Alexander, and there probably will be other people that come along, Charleston, White, those people that make their living in the virtual world. They're not leading protests and shit like that down on the street. They're doing super chats and shit like that. That's the
Freezies, the Antons, and all these people trying to figure out their way in the world because they don't have much presence on the street to monetize this black anger that the civil rights warriors of the old were doing on the streets. This is the contrast that I'm drawing. This is the transition from the old civil rights warriors, the Al Sharptons, to the new civil rights warriors, the Freezies and the Antons and all these other people that are able to monetize black anger and underman like revolting against civilization in the YouTube world. They can reach more people. It's cheaper to reach more people. They don't have to travel. They can do it from home. This is very interesting. This is the victim economy moving to the internet. This is John Galt putting the patent on this here. I expect this to expand through the YouTube lexicon here. The victim economy, the YouTube victim economy. And what we're seeing here are the Al Sharptons, the greasy, slimy, like civil right warriors that can do what the Al Sharptons of the world cannot do in the YouTube space. We've moved on to a new paradigm of victimhood. It all takes place on the internet, not down on the streets. Which is interesting. Well, how will that play out with riots? The Al Sharpton, those guys were very good at putting together riots and shit. They were down on the ground. The young boys, the YNs that the blacks use as weapons, they could weaponize them. But the Freezies of the world, they're not down on the ground. Most of this anger is being built in the virtual world, the misinformation. Can they lead a revolution? Can they lead a revolt against civilization from the virtual world? Can the underman lead a revolt in this new age economy where he has to lead the revolt in the virtual world? This is very interesting. Can the underman undermine society virtually the way he's been able to do physically? This may be an advancement in technology that stymies the underman's revolt against civilization. YouTube can easily end this channel. If he's riling these blacks up with misinformation, just like with COVID, and they shut down anyone talking negative about COVID, these are the civil rights warriors that are being given their freedom of speech in the virtual world where they are more easily controllable. This is very interesting. Al Sharpton must be looking at this and saying, damn, my power has been weakened and I had real serious power down on the street. I was like the John Galt of the civil rights economy. I had power. Now the power has been diffused with the Freezies and the Izzies and all these people, and they're really not a threat individually. Collectively, not much of a threat virtually anyway. This is very interesting. All their anger is now being diffused online as opposed to down on the streets. Interesting. Freezies, pal.
And it's not just one person, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 17 people that accounted to seeing this video in its entirety in 4K. And all of them have similar accounts of the video. And all of them said, and there's TikTok lives that's talking about this video. All of them said if they actually was able to show the video in court in 4K, that would be great for the defense. But the judge restricted for them to show the entire video. This is what people not understanding. The judge did that.
You believe that?
Yo, Freezy, can you hear me?
Do you believe that the video, if they showed the full video, it would exonerate Carmelo?
Yes.
Yes. They believe Carmelo is innocent. And the only thing that's keeping him from his freedom is this video that the system is holding back. They're going to convict an innocent man.
Okay.
And the judge know that, and the state knows that, and the state knows that.
Let me
Go ahead.
interject this for
They
you,
just
John.
convicted an innocent man. They withheld evidence and convicted an innocent man. Is what you think?
They don't
that
give a
happens
damn.
lot, John.
Now, he ain't been convicted yet. I'm sorry, but you think they're withholding evidence against an innocent
Blanco,
man?
I think that the judge did that on purpose. I think that the students, the 21 students, I think they were coerced and coached. I think
It
that
happens plenty of times, John.
yes, a lot of shit was going on. Right,
So
go
let
ahead,
me
Street
say
Leader.
this.
Then I'm gonna get Mike
Hey,
drop
real
in. Go
quick, let
ahead.
me say this real
You
quick
think the
too.
witnesses lied? You think the
No,
witnesses
let me
lied?
say this, John.
Yes,
Let
some
me
of
say
them. Yes. Go ahead, Street Media.
They say the witnesses lied. Like, these people don't believe any part of the justice system unless it's going their way. It was the same way in the Rick Child case. In that case, I bet the blacks don't believe the witnesses lied, even though they were impeached on the stand.
And then I'm gonna let Mike drop go.
Let's not be disingenuous, right? And I'm gonna see how honest. I'm gonna see how honest you're gonna be, John. Like, we can disagree on certain things, but we still black men in America, right? We know damn well if the prosecution had damning evidence on that video, that video would have been out the day it happened. That video would have been all over the place because every time we get in trouble, they make sure they plaster our faces, our names. We're looking at Fox News right now, pretty much got him convicted. The prosecution withheld the video as well. None of us over here is stupid. And a lot of us been to prison before. So we already know that prosecution withheld the video. News right now pretty much got him convicted. The prosecution withheld the video as well. None of us over here is stupid. And a lot of us been to prison.
Nigga, I ain't been to prison. This is why they take up for Carmelo right here. What? Yeah. This is amazing.
Before. So we already know that prosecution and this white America had something that was damning on that boy, that video would have been out there. So we can flip that either way. So let's not be disingenuous.
I'm glad they're willing to admit that this is a white America. This is one of the few times they admit it when it doesn't go their way. It's white America. Man. What's your question? You got a question? Or you just
can you hear me? I put the statement out there.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you,
saying
Poppy.
about the video, because that's the flip side to the video. That's the flip side to the prosecution.
Let me ask you this question. Since you think that there's a video too,
wait, John. You do know the video was played. You're asking, is there a video? I'm telling you the video. Listen, John, the video was actually played in court. I'm telling you, huh?
I'm talking about the video that exonerates
the video that the people seen that they signed off to see it at Frisco School District. The 17 people, right? They played that same video in court. They just couldn't. The courts couldn't see it in its entirety because the judge restricted it. I don't know how many times I got to say that.
Okay.
So the video was played.
Correct. So
section of the video, a section.
So KarmeloAnthony is what you're saying. He's seen the actual video that exonerates him, and he's sitting there with his defense just rested, never entering the evidence that would exonerate him.
None of us know
must be a
that.
terrible position for him.
None of us know that to be factual. That's all alleged.
But
we don't know that.
But I mean, his defense attorney would have all the evidence. They have to do discovery, and so his defense attorney would say, "Hey, this is what we have. We got this video that exonerates you." And so he's saying, I'm imagining from Carmelo's
I agree
standpoint.
with you. I came up here saying the same thing.
Right, I understand. So Carmelo would be sitting there talking to his lawyer like, yo, man, don't close the case yet. When are you going to introduce the video that exonerates me?
It's a kid.
It's not.
But I don't give a damn. Don't you think he's smart enough to know that there's some evidence that hasn't been shown to the jury? So you think he's that damn dumb? See, now they got to play like Carmelo's dumb. On one hand, he's smart. On the other hand, he's dumb. This is what they have to do to rationalize this boy killing someone.
No, John. Why you do this, brother?
Hold on, before you go show Chicago, I got it. Before you go there, I got. Hold on, John. Let me get Big Mike drop in the conversation. I want to fluctuate it. Go ahead, Big Mike drop. Appreciate you, bro.
Yo, what up, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Let me read this super chat right quick, Big Mike drop. Shout out to, thank you for the 440 Jews, John Jones, and shout out to Iron Will for the $20. He said, if there was a video showing Anthony as the aggressor, we would have seen it last year. Where's John Galt's people from? My tether senses are tingling. If you know, you know.
Now you see that? Now they calling me a tether. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm pulling the pole position on the edge because it, in some sense, in some ways, like, they're living such a lie that I'm unassailable to them. Every criticism they throw at me, it just rolls off my back. Anger man, you're super black. Okay, cool, whatever. I ain't got no problem with that. He a tether. No, I'm not. I'm from Alabama. He like white women. No, I don't. I like black women. And so they throw around these insults to try to discredit people. And for many people, it works because one of those chinks in their armor, they can use to disarm the person. And they can no longer listen to that person and with the mind of that, well, I just discredited him because, well, he's Caribbean, but I'm not Caribbean. I'm from Alabama. And I'm just speaking the truth, and I think they're unwilling to speak the truth. And that is their blind spot. Imagine if Freezer was coming up here giving these people the truth. You got 13,000 people in the audience. Sure, they may not like to hear it, but if he's good at speaking the truth, I think you'll draw more people with the truth than telling them lies. But you never know. As I say, this is the civil rights economy moved into the virtual world. And, Freezy's doing very well at this. I would imagine. Pulling pole position with the truth. There you go.
Go ahead, Big Mike drop. Go ahead, Big Mike drop.
Yo, man, what's going on? What's going on, fellas? What up, Poppy? I ain't seen Poppy in a minute, man.
They do all this fucking talk.
Court.
Crazy.
He should have took the stand. Usually people that get self-defense cases and beat these self-defense cases, they take the stand. They don't, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And tell the side of the story and compel the jury from that aspect. So he's been misled by his defensive team, I feel.
So now they're blaming the defensive team. But he hired a pretty good defensive attorney. He had $600,000. They hired the best attorney he could find. He did not have one of those court opponent lawyers. The problem is that they're not willing to look at is they didn't have a good defense. There's really nothing you can do with a bad defense other than throw yourself at the mercy of the court. And that is what I mentioned almost from the beginning of this trial. The boy had no defense. I said he wouldn't testify. He couldn't testify. The first question they was going to ask him, one of the biggest questions they would ask him if he would have testified is, at what point did you decide to pull the knife out? At what point did you decide to unfold the knife? Those questions would have sunk his case right there. At what point did you decide to stab Metcalf? He couldn't answer those questions. Why did you bring the knife to the school that day? Then they're going to pull out the knife so we would see it's not a cleat sharpener. So he had to keep the virtual world alive by not testifying. See, if he had testified, the whole virtual world lie would have evaporated almost immediately. Because then we would have seen the knife again. We would have heard his answer as to why he brought the knife. When he decided to unfold it, pull it out of the bag, stab the man. Why did he throw the knife after he stabbed the man and run away? See, unlike Mr. Chow,
who sucked the vomit out of Cyrus Belton's mouth after he shot him. Carmelo ran away. That's a terrible thing to do when you just committed or been, committed an alleged crime. You don't run away. George Zimmerman didn't run away. He did throw his gun behind the bushes. He called the police, stood there and waited on them. Carmelo ran. If he'd have been in the back alley on the street corner somewhere, he'd still be running. And that's the type of black that these blacks want to let out on the streets to attack old people who knows what, like the black that attacked the old man in one of my houses.
It seems like they just did just barely enough, because I think they don't want some kind of racial uprising behind it.
You think, let me ask you something, Mike Joe. You think that, if I can interject 1 second, so you said you feel like he's going to get convicted. Do you think he's going to get convicted of first-degree murder tomorrow?
That's what he's charged with.
Yeah.
And based off that, yeah, I think he's going to get convicted.
If
they come back with a decision tomorrow, it's going to be a guilty decision. This case was rushed. I'm not saying that this is what I want. Of course not. But
I understand what you're saying.
rushed,
Yeah.
and watching this kid get railroaded in real time. Now, what we need to really be thinking about is what are we going to put into motion for this kid in the event that he is convicted. That's what we really need to be thinking about.
Now, this is really amazing. They want to do something for the kid if he's convicted. Amazing.
And a lot of things are converging right now. I don't want to be all over the place, but I heard street media talking about, the whole stop, shopping with Asians. Right now, my Facebook is going crazy right now, going back and forth with these people, with these racist comments. So we are at some kind of portal, some kind of, crossroads as Black Americans.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to make some decisions, man. We're going to have to take some power. And we do have power, but we're going to have to have discipline in order to exercise said power at this point in time.
What power do blacks have? I'm really curious. What power do these people think they have? In my neighborhood, the average black household is like $50,000. Across town, it's triple that. What power do these people think they have? Most of the income over here is from the government, welfare and shit, transfer payments. What power do these people think they have? It's a deluded world these people live.
So I think that we need to be putting a contingency plan in place, i.e. some kind of GoFundMe or whatnot. So if the kid does get convicted, prison, he's not going to be in prison having to beg people, money on his books and things like that.
So now they want to spend money in the prison commissary for Carmelo.
Get convicted, prison, he's not going to be in prison having to beg people, money on his books and things like that. You need to take care of him. If he's not.
So instead of investing in the neighborhood, they're going to be buying Carmelo ramen noodles and hot Cheetos and shit. You see why these people have problems with relationships and shit like this? It's just utter stupidity. Utter stupidity. Throwing good money after bad, starting up a GoFundMe for a murderer to make sure he eats good in prison and bulks up so that when he come out of prison, he'd be even more dangerous. This is what they're advocating for. This boy wouldn't even get on the stand and speak for himself.
Not convicted and he's injustice is served, I do feel like it was self-defense. The other side is lying. The prosecution is lying. All of those teenagers, they're all lying. And we've seen movies like this before.
So now 4 of the teenagers are black. So he's saying that the black teenagers are lying too. They turn on the other blacks.
White kids, killing somebody over the summertime, and their parents and everybody else jumping in
White
to help
kids.
cover it up, and then the thing comes back and kills them later, and that's the whole plot of the the horror movie. That's what they do. So they're up there lying, bro. It's a lot of inconsistencies. Twin brothers. Hold on one sec. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good.
Twin. It ain't no way in hell you fighting one twin. Not happening. Under no circumstances. It's no way in hell you fighting one twin.
And from what I'm hearing, Hunter Mudcalf took the fifth. He played the fifth.
He played the fifth. Hunter Metcalf played the fifth. Y'all heard that? This is like Al Sharpton. Ben Crump. We just need an arrest.
From what I'm hearing, Hunter Mudcalf took the fifth.
What? This is really some serious work. Again, there's 500 blacks in the audience listening to this shit. Yeah. Hunter Metcalf isn't on trial. He could, in theory, take the fifth, right? Let's say if the defense were to call him up and ask him about something. They say he did put his hands on Carmelo. He said, well, I don't take the fifth because y'all might try to charge me with assault or battery or something.
He played the fifth.
He didn't take the stand, Freezy.
Huh?
How did he take the fifth if he didn't even get called to the stand?
Well,
he didn't get to the stand. The prosecution.
How do you take the fifth if you don't get called to the stand?
Well,
he can take the fifth when the police interrogate him.
Yeah, you can take the fifth. You can take the fifth before you go on the
stand. That's not true. He didn't take the fifth.
But let me ask Mike drop this. I hear you, John. Let me ask Mike drop this. Let me ask. I hear you. You're right. You're right. Let me ask Mike drop this. Mike drop. Because I've been asking this all day, and I'm glad Blanco was here. Mike drop or Blanco. Any one of you cats. Okay? Because I look for ground. Right? And staying your ground is predicated on what? If you feel imminent threat. Right? And you get to use whatever force. And I'm not saying deadly force or lethal force or whatever. I'm surprised that the team that testified and said something about lethal force, I don't know what team talks like that. Nonetheless, do we see this with these jurors, right? Do we see this if they render a guilty verdict as case law entered in to challenge stand your ground in Texas?
Those laws don't. I get what you're saying, Chicago Real. I've been watching you for quite some time.
I don't want to listen no more to this shit. These fucking people are stupid as hell. In the bigger parties, they're not going to be honest with their audience, and that is the sad part. They're not going to be honest, and they're going to lead more people out to follow the same pattern, to be like cannon fodder and weaponized to, basically tear down civilization. The undermen talking. Speaking of the undermen, here's a tweet from someone, I guess, outside of the courtroom. KarmeloAnthony and his family looked like they were in complete distress. Let me zoom in on this. And this is just one lady's account, one lady's take. Look, they were in complete distress leading up to the defense resting their case. The defense entire case really hinged on track culture. The problem for the defense was that the witnesses I watched all said they wouldn't have done what Carmelo did in that situation. That made it difficult for the defense to use those witnesses to support his overall argument. Today's witnesses were also very different from the witnesses that the defense called yesterday. They were very much more stubborn on the stand. The prosecutor showed evidence that contradicted parts of their testimony, and even then they seemed reluctant to fully acknowledge that they were wrong. One student witness gave some of the most detailed testimony I've heard during the trial. The problem was that some of the details remembered weren't accurate even after being shown video evidence that conflicted with parts of the testimony. There seemed to be a reluctance to acknowledge that. From my perspective, it appeared that this witness strongly wanted a not guilty verdict. There's so much more, but here's a summary. Blah, blah, blah. I wonder what that YouTube channel is, but either way, this is Tamara Neely. She's tweeting about teen takeovers. Jeez. Wow. Carmelo parents seen leaving the courthouse in tears today. I was in the courtroom when defense rested their case. I think Carmelo would have been better off saving his money he received from his supporters for something other than the lawyers he hired. The defense was hard to watch, and I could tell the jury had a difficult time following their case. Their supporters were very emotional today. It seemed like they took the news pretty hard. I knew the entire time it wasn't looking good for Carmelo, but everyone knew it wasn't looking good for him when the judge unexpectedly extended our lunch period. And so what she's talking about here is that right around lunchtime, I think it was 12:30, maybe earlier than that, but anyway, they were supposed to come back maybe at 12:30, and I don't think they came back to 2 o'clock. A lot of people thought that they may have been pleading or seeking a plea deal after resting their case. Whatever case, there was not a plea, and so now we're going to the jury with this case where Carmelo did not testify. Doesn't look good. Not many good witnesses. This is an all-white jury. Here's a black man, a coon in the eyes of freezing.
I'm just
can't play that. It's got music. So this lady saying, basically Carmelo wasn't being, easy to get along with. He was being a little hostile. He was aggressive, rude, looking for a fight. She says Anthony supporters are gearing up for potential protests. Is this him? He's speaking. This is Dominique Alexander.
All right, I'm going to try to read this statement. Just to start off, I'm Minister Dominique Alexander, president of the Next Generation Action Network. Our organization holds a responsibility to make sure that we continue to protect our democracy. When emotions is high and opinions is divided, over the last week, we have witnessed a growing tension outside of the court. What should be a peaceful environment where people should be able to exercise their First Amendment right has increasingly become a space where individuals appear more interested in creating conflict and stand for what they believe in. Remain focused for this type of behavior. We even see Anthony's family, but I just want everybody to know, we are aware that there are individuals that come solely here. Action Network, ensure what is going on in the court.
Anyway, he's not talking about much. Let's see, any other tweets? It's Scott Adams. He's dead, right? Scott Adams. Let's see, any other updates on Carmelo? Damn, this is Austin Metcalf.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Anyway, parents visibly upset after the lawyers rest their case. Carmelo's mother hit her head down. His father was leaning his head against the wall. Wow. Jesus Christ. Must be sad for them. You know, I want to see what Andrew Bronca is saying. Yeah, I want to see what he's saying here.
Welcome. Reporting strikes me as generally credible. I'm not saying perfect. None of these people are lawyers, so often I get the sense that they're not sensitive to some of the relevant legal issues in the case. They're reporting what they think is most important, may or may not be the most important things. But listen, we all have our limitations. We all have our areas of expertise. We already have some super chats. So let me jump in. Let me make sure. A student athlete from Austin's high school considered Austin to be a brother to him. I believe this witness, like most of the witnesses for the state, were black.
You know, that kind of makes sense because in most of the, it's track. So there's going to be a lot of black people running track. It's interesting. Let's see what else he said. He talks about today's. He's selling stuff.
Instant. You make the decision, and it's evidenced by the conduct. As I say here, the intentional act of stabbing Austin intentionally in the chest. That's the premeditation. It forms in an instant. It doesn't require a lengthy plan. Killer Carmelo concedes he stabbed Austin in the chest intentionally. He must concede intentionality to argue self-defense at all, because self-defense is an inherently intentional act. There is no unintentional or accidental self-defense. The intentional use of violence against another is inherently premeditated, unless you want to argue manslaughter, but manslaughter is not a play in this trial. And the knife was unlawful. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Or he was trespassing. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. It's all irrelevant. It's not necessary. The knife KarmeloAnthony intentionally punched through the sternum and heart of Austin Metcalf for no legally justified reason is more than enough to arrive at a proper verdict of guilty of first-degree murder and a life sentence as a prison bitch. I just threw that in. By the way, when I said this, he punched the knife through the sternum of Austin Metcalf, the sternum and heart. I had one of these black guys come to me saying, so you're saying he got stabbed twice? You can't make this stuff up. No, sir. I'm not saying he got stabbed twice. That is not what I'm saying. This stuff too, the size disparity. Let's see. Oh, just don't put hands on people. Don't put hands on people. If you don't put hands on people, if you don't want the consequences. He warned Austin Metcalf just like a police officer warns attackers. Why didn't Austin Metcalf follow his orders? So now Austin Metcalf is obliged to follow the orders of KarmeloAnthony, who's in Austin's team tent, but KarmeloAnthony is not obliged to follow the orders of Austin Metcalf. What gave Austin Metcalf the right to touch him? Well, maybe nothing. Maybe when Austin Metcalf touched KarmeloAnthony, he was committing a simple assault. Maybe he could have been charged with simple assault for that. But the consequence for committing a simple assault legally is not getting stabbed in the heart. If the consequence of touching someone softly, according to witnesses, is a knife to the heart, that's obviously just murder. Just murder. Then they don't like provocation. Provocation is not some magic word that ends self-defense because someone on X says so. It has to be proven from the facts in context. Well, all right, here's the facts in context. KarmeloAnthony, touch me and see what happens. Austin Metcalf touches him. What happens? Murder. Murder happened. The size disparity. This is another one. Austin was 6'1" and 250 pounds with jiu-jitsu training. Much bigger than Carmelo at 135 pounds. Okay. Well, here's the thing, though. You can't stab someone in the chest because they're bigger than you and have BJJ training. Can you just walk up and stab me in the chest because I'm 6'1" and 220 and study BJJ? No, obviously not. What is wrong with you people? The low IQ, I swear it'll be the end of me. It'll be the end of me. Some of these I've touched upon. This account says, sounds like a plea deal is imminent with this long delay. This would likely lessen the chance of any rioting. Maybe. I don't know why we'd be offering a plea deal. All right, here's the Robert Barnes stuff. So someone had sent this to me. Would like to see you, Andrew. Do I have it up? Yeah, okay. Debate Barnes on these 3 topics. It would be sure to get some engagement. So here are Barnes' topics. Problems with the Carmelo Anthony trial. 1, excluding all black jurors from a jury with a black defendant. Presumably when he says problems, he means reversible error type of problems. 2, rushing the trial with 90-minute jury selection, 20-minute opening statements, and Saturday trial days. Reversible error. 3, asking lay witnesses to opine, meaning non-experts, to opine on ultimate jury questions and legal issues. Okay. Well, someone asked me, you should debate Barnes on that. And I said, I rather doubt Barnes has any interest in debating me on these topics, but I can tell you what I feel about him. So excluding black.
So what he's talking about in one of those cases is the, damn, I forget. It's not the black. It was the asking the leading questions. So the prosecutor was asking some of the witnesses questions that were left for the jury. That's what Andre Bronco just said. Like, do you think this was self-defense? And Carmelo's team or Carmelo's supporters were saying, and even other lawyers were saying that they should have objected to that line of questioning. So that's what Andre Bronco is responding to.
Jurors from a jury with a black defendant. Excluding black jurors for racist reasons for any kind of defendant is prohibited. It's unconstitutional. And it's grounds for reversal if there's a conviction. But excluding black jurors, there are legitimate reasons to exclude black jurors. They don't have a magic right to be on a jury. If they're telling the court they're unable to be unbiased and impartial, they must be excluded. It's perfectly permissible. In fact, it's required. And not only do they not have a right to be on the jury, a black defendant has no right to black jurors. That's not a thing. So, assuming these black jurors were excluded for legitimate reasons, that's not reversible error. And I don't know that we have any reason to believe otherwise. 2, all these decisions about how long jury selection took and how long opening statements can be, 20 minutes is kind of a little short for an opening statement, maybe in this high-profile case. 90 minutes for jury selection. But the thing is, these are never going to be reversible error. These are decisions that the appellate courts leave to the trial court judges, leave to their discretion. If 90 minutes was enough to choose an unbiased, impartial jury, that the requirement is an unbiased and impartial jury. It's not a certain amount of time. If you could do it in 5 minutes, 5 minutes is fine. You don't have to take weeks to see the jury like we see in many of these high-profile cases. So I don't understand that the jury selection was too fast. That's not a thing. The opening statements, they were only allowed 20 minutes. The judge gets to decide that. So this is not that complicated a story. Why would you need more than 20 minutes? I can see the judge making that call. That'll never be reversed. So I just don't. Now, listen, I'm not perfect. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Robert's aware of cases in which these issues were appealed. The opening statement was too short, and therefore the conviction has to be reversed. Maybe that kind of case law exists. I've never seen it. But before I make the effort of researching it, if Robert is aware of any cases like that he could bring to my attention, I'm happy to look at them. I just don't see it happening. It could have happened, but it would not be my expectation. And 3, and this is the biggest one for me because I run into this all the time. The asking lay witnesses to opine on ultimate jury questions. So this is when it could be either side, but I think it was mostly
the prosecution, I think, that was asking about the self-defense, the force or something.
The prosecution doing this.
Yeah.
So was this self-defense? No, the witness says. There was deadly force against non-deadly force. Do you think this was murder? Yes, another witness. Do you think did this look like self-defense to you? No. These are
So these are questions that people are saying Carmelo's defense attorney should have objected to.
These are the ultimate jury questions. The jury is supposed to decide, was murder proven beyond a reasonable doubt? Was self-defense not proven beyond a reasonable doubt? I can tell you that when I'm an expert witness in a use of force case and I'm talking to the jury about...
Yeah, I agree with you, Big Back. Yeah, he should have taken a plea. I said that pretty much from the jump.
the law of self-defense. I'm not allowed to tell the jury, I've done my legal analysis, and this is self-defense. I'm not allowed. I've never been allowed. I would never do this. I would never purport to do this. It's not my role to make that decision. The ultimate jury question, is this self-defense? Yes or no? I don't make that decision. When I'm, and of course, normally I'm an expert witness for the defense, and the state is very careful about this. That they're, because I have to be, I'm subject to voir dire. I have to qualify as an expert outside the hearing of the jury. So basically they're asking me, well, what is it you plan to say? And the prosecution is generally like, listen, we want to make very clear, the judge is going to tell you, we want the judge to tell you, that you are not allowed to express an ultimate jury question. You are not allowed to conclude for the jury that this was or was not self-defense. That's the jury's decision. And I always say, yeah, that's absolutely right. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. What my job is to explain to the jury how to get to the right answer. In other words, my job is to explain to the jury, how do you understand something as self-defense? Minutes, proportionality, fits within the satisfaction. So here's the dirty little secret. If you let me define the question and you let me define the roadmap that's being presented to the jury, I can pretty much guarantee what conclusion they're going to come to, right? If you're telling the story, you know what the conclusion of the story is going to be. But as a matter of fact, Robert's right. No witness, not just a lay witness, but I would suggest not even an expert witness like me, should be telling the jury this is or is not self-defense. But it's happening. It's happening with lay witnesses. The prosecution is asking a student athlete, was this self-defense? And they're saying no. And is that odd to my ear? And the answer is yeah. I'm really surprised that's being allowed. But here's the thing. Again, it's not, I mean, the judge might step in and say, hey, you're not allowed to opine on an ultimate jury question. Don't do that. But really, it's the other party that's supposed to object.
That's Carmelo's lawyer. So he's basically blaming it on Carmelo's lawyer. He should have objected.
You're supposed to object. And then the judge will say, yeah, they're right. They objected and they're right. So you can't do that. But if the other side's not objecting, the judge doesn't have to do anything. And keep in mind, the judge is ultimately going to tell the jurors, you may have heard people talk about the law and what's lawful and not lawful. None of that is evidence. And you're not allowed to rely on their representations of what the law is. You have to rely on the judge's representations of what the law is. I'm going to give you the jury instructions. I mean, any representation of the instruction statement seen to any of this happen, but it's not preserved for appeal. So even take on that self-defense, it would be grounds before the jury. And it's one of my concerns when I say, like, I don't know that I can trust the journalists to catch these things because they're not lawyers. So there may be objections and they're just letting it go because the journalists never know what the objections are about. But we just can't know. Let's see. A couple more things. Yeah, so this account asked me, well, is the defense objecting? And I have to say, well, I haven't seen any objections. I haven't seen any. Maybe they are, and the journalists just aren't reporting it. But if they're not, they're not preserving these for appeal. So it makes a big deal whether or not they're objecting.
So what he's saying is that during trial, if the prosecution asks a question of a witness and you don't object, then you can't appeal that question later. So if you ask a witness, hey, did Carmelo commit murder in what he did in your estimation? And you allow the witness to answer without an objection, you can't use it as an appealable, it's not an appealable basis to say, hey, I would have been found not guilty if that person didn't answer that question. Well, you should have objected. Let the judge rule wrongly, and you will have a basis for an appeal.
I would like to know. Someone said I'm going to cry. Did I already share this one? Mr. Mayonnaise Man. I can't remember. I've been talking for a couple hours now. Mr. Mayonnaise Man, just stop. I want to see how red your face gets once Carmelo and Chud gets convicted. Listen, nothing juries do surprise me. Juries are dangerous and unpredictable creatures. Are on the crazy side. Andre Williams, he follows me.
You know Andre Williams.
I like his stuff. I'm going to give him a follow back right now in real time. He writes, and he does video too, so it's not just an avatar. This is what he actually looks like. Austin Metcalf's murder highlights a lot of things about Black people. Now, I want to make clear this.
We know Andrew.
Is him saying this. I'm just reading it. This is Andre Williams, who I believe to be a Black man. He writes, Austin Metcalf's murder highlights a lot of things about Black people. One, Black people are quick to extreme violence in easily diffusable situations.
You guys need to tweet Andrew Brock and some of my stuff.
Two, this case highlights how Black people kill each other every day. Unfortunately, Austin Metcalf is a victim in an example outside of the community. But within the Black community, this kind of stuff happens all the time. Three, Black people are widely politically illiterate and refuse to do research. I would say legally illiterate, do research and only act on emotion rather than evidence. And four, I'm not going to read this aloud. N words are tribal. The soft N are tribal. And I just thought, that's kind of a provocative statement about Black people from a Black man.
Somebody need to tweet him some of my stuff.
And we get, of course, the nonsense. I'm not going to waste our time reading all of that. The last couple tabs I want to show in the news, because we had around the station stabbing people. It's a wide open.
That's enough about Carmelo. I've heard about some of those stabbings. We'll cover those another day. But yeah, guys, you should tweet Andrew Bronco and some of your other guys that you follow on YouTube or Twitter. Tweet them some of my content, some of the things you find funny or fascinating and interesting. I think that'll be great. But to cap off the show, I think these streamers that have not been honest with their audience, particularly the Black streamers that are sending these people off into their neighborhoods, filled with rage and hatred, particularly if this case goes against KarmeloAnthony, they owe it to their audience to be straight with them. They cash apps and super chats by telling lies, and I don't know how they look at themselves in the mirror after doing this. Either they're just not putting in the work to look into these things. You think about how I look into the guy's GPA, Carmelo's I'm talking about, and so many people are still spreading the 3.7 lie. They're not even taking into account the immigrant groups that come here to America that would, turn their nose up at a 3.7. And so, I think these people need to take a little bit wider view of the world, a different lens. And as I said, take a SWOT analysis there. If they're talking about the Black people have so much money, so much power, I think they really need to put a mirror in front of their face and do like a SWOT analysis. And I think they will realize that they don't have as much power, and they're very dependent on, the cooperation of other people being open to doing business with us. And short of that, it's going to be Blacks against the world there. And I don't think they'll fare well in that type of environment. Anyway, this has been very interesting covering this KarmeloAnthony case from the case perspective, as well as from the whole social media perspective. Something just like, but anyway, so and as I've been doing this, I've come to think, as I've just said earlier, these guys are kind of replacing Al Sharpton. I don't know if Al Sharpton could log on to YouTube and reach 500 people and sway them with super chats the way some of these younger people are. So it's like the changing of the guard, the civil rights movement, changing of the guard from Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson to the Freezies, the Izzies of the world. Once again, I am John Galt, the Urban Landlord. Make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. And if you feel so inclined to want to support the channel, we got to get out on the street, do street interviews, stuff like that. YouTube has me blacklisted, so we can't do the super chats. But we always can accept Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. You see the banner scrolling at the bottom, whatever. But thank you for joining again. I am John Galt, the Urban Landlord. This nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast forward. I am the nigga John Galt. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era faded, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day. The rock had them wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. The new drugs got them slow with the hit unload. I'm close and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, type shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga John Galt. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain, now they not alone. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga John Galt.